Mark Cuban is selling majority stake of the Dallas Mavericks to Miriam Adelson, a casino tycoon, for $3.5 billion, although he will still maintain full control of basketball operations. UTSA head coach Jeff Traylor has come up again with the Houston Cougars job. According to Houston Chronicles' Jeff Duarte, it was reported that his first interview was a home run.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left-hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
How about them Cowboys?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellence.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
It's R&R in the morning, a Wednesday edition. You know why I know that?
You barely got the trash out.
Man, I had a morning hike down the street. It was awful. It was awful. There were bugs.
You didn't, what, so normally you get it out
animals
at
running
night?
around. Yeah, I normally try to get it the night before and get the wife to help me get it out. And that was me.
Okay.
And I forgot last night. I actually fell asleep on the couch watching what I was told was a wonderful new series called Murder at the End of the World.
All right.
It worked if you were trying to go to sleep. But anyway, I had to wake up this morning, and nothing like a nice 100-yard hike dragging giant garbage cans at 3:30 in the morning.
It's actually pretty good for you. Gets the body blood flowing.
It's pretty full moon, I'll tell you
It
that.
gets the blood flowing. That's good for you,
You
man.
can see all the varmints running.
I wish I could get a walk in the morning.
You could. I'll call you.
I ain't walking in the morning.
We'll get up and get the blood flowing. We got
3 in the
turkey
morning
to work off.
No, I'm good.
Hey, good morning, Rudolph. I don't know what that means, but
It means he liked the YouTube.
oh, thank you. I didn't see. I don't know the icon stuff. Lots to talk about today. There's going to be a lot of arguing
Wow.
today. I can sense that there's going to be a lot of arguing today.
You think so?
Oh yeah. This college football thing is crazy. This is why
12 doesn't work.
This couldn't have. Well, you know what? This couldn't have worked out any better because there are going to be so many angry college football fans.
Because see, the thing is, like, I can't see myself being passionate about 13 through 16. You know what I mean? Like,
and we won't
I'm
be
passionate about 4 through 8. Like, hey, no, you shut
Yeah.
up. They beat, but 13 through 17, I'm like, oh,
And
yeah,
the
they had 3 losses. What do I give a damn? You know what I'm saying?
Seriously, and that's where we're going to get. So if we're going to go and we'll truly have a competitive champion, and we'll be all happier for it. We will be next year.
We
we'll
like
be
tournaments.
excited.
We like tournaments.
We do. We like excitement. We like the early upset. We love all that stuff. So that'll come next year. But as we put to bed this goofy system that began so many years ago when we had just a vote for a title. I mean, do you remember when Brigham Young won a national championship? So at that point we realized, wow,
what
this
are we
ain't
doing?
it.
Yeah, like what are we doing?
We are going to realize this year.
Mm-hmm.
When does the poll come out? Next Sunday at noon.
Yes.
We're so glad to get rid of this system because there will be 3 very powerful institutions
Left
that
out.
feel like they got wronged, like the kind of wrong that you want to run to a judge and get a TRO and do all the stuff that is now common.
And they all have a genuine case.
Oh, they do.
They all have a legit case. Whoever's left out, those, 5, 6, 7, they're probably going to have a legit case as to why they should have been in. And then you big people saying, see, this is why we need 12.
So we're going to look at it from every possible angle. There is no right answer. It's going to be awesome. So we've got that coming towards you as the poll came out last night. That on the heels of Jeff Traylor interviewing with yet another institution, University of Houston. Evidently, as Rudy said, it was a home run on that opening interview, though he's in some tall cotton. I mean, he's competing against former TCU Patterson guy. You got a guy who just beat him last Friday, and Grist coming out of Tulane.
Fritz.
This is not going to be a gimme gig, but let me tell you from what Duarte said yesterday on the Blitz, the writer for the Houston Chronicle, man, oh man, it feels like it's about to happen. But we're going to talk about what happens with Jeff Traylor, his interview, and hear from Duarte today. Silver and Black at 7. We're always talking Spurs, and at 7 o'clock, We're going to look at Brian Wright. Now, Brian Wright is still viewed as, I kind of feel like they look at him as like the long-term intern for most of us.
Wow.
Because when you think of the Spurs, you think of the trio.
Well, the thing about it is we all under the assumption that Pop's still pulling the strings, but Pop will have you believe that he's gotten out of the way. That is Brian Wright's gig. Don't put me anywhere over there. Give him all the credit. Give him all the blame.
But, because RC is no longer even in the building. He is now
doing other things.
SS&E suit, got a reserved parking place, has to wear a tie a couple times a week. Pop and everybody else and Brian Wright are in another building. But Wright is the GM, and he has made some decisions that we're going to look at that have gotten us to where we are today, and that is 12 consecutive losses while still having a rookie that's averaging unbelievable numbers. So there's good and bad there, but there is worthy of discussion, some decisions that were made. We'll look back at the NFL weekend and look forward as the Cowboys play tomorrow night. We'll look at the coaching staff. Hear from Jerry Jones today. He went on the Fan, and at 8 o'clock, you don't want to miss that. Mark Cuban is now Mo Green. Mark Cuban selling a majority stake to the Adelson family.
Yeah, he's Dana White.
Well, I say Mo Green because Mo Green ran Vegas, but he was really kind of a front. He was just a face. Now Cuban is now the face to the Adelson ownership.
Right. He's still doing day-to-day operations.
He's running the business, but
still got shares.
He's still got to call upstairs if he wants to make a big one. I have the feeling. You may do the day-to-day, but we want to roll. But I think more importantly, Vegas. This is Sheldon Adelson. This is Vegas. They have now bought a franchise.
Yeah, and Mark Cuban, he's doing a lot in the big pharma community. Mm-hmm. He's on a mission right now to take down big pharma and make medicine, a lot more affordable for people. But he's still going to be running day-to-day operations. So do with that what you must. But from 285 to 3.8 or 3, was it 3.8?
3.7, I think. 3.6.
3.5. What a flip.
Yeah, we will reward you with that. And yeah, I love the idea that he's trying to make pharma into like Amazon. You can just cut the rates. And he's leaving Shark Tank.
Good.
No, I'm not. I haven't watched Shark Tank in a couple of years.
No, I haven't either.
But that really was kind of part to how he really got huge. I mean, we all talked about him as a crazy owner, but his fame came.
A lot of people didn't know him from as far as an NBA owner. Shark Tank's a whole different audience, so I got you.
I met that dude before he was a billionaire when he started. It was the first 4K digital broadcast network.
Yeah.
Sportsnet or something like that.
Something like that. I like Mark
I wish
Cuban.
I do too.
I've looked past him saying we have a fake dirty river. Okay, whatever. And he's supposed to hate us. We're supposed to hate him. We're in the midst of a huge rivalry. But other than that, I like Mark Cuban.
I would be him if I was an owner.
Yeah,
I wouldn't let guys watch porn in the office. I wouldn't do that. But the other stuff, I would let him do.
You got to bring that up.
You know what? I
forgot about that. You're right.
As we talk owners, when we look at the NFL, what's the owner for the Panthers name? Tepper. Boy, he's an interesting dude. I was saying I would be.
Well, I can't say he's an idiot.
The more I hear about him,
you're a billionaire. You can't be an idiot. You don't get to a billion being an idiot. But as far as on a football terms, he's an idiot.
Because yesterday I kind of defended him, like, "Hey, it's your team. Do what the hell you want."
Yeah, that's
exactly what he was doing. When I hear what he was doing, no, you can't do that.
Yeah,
I don't know how you got rich doing that, but we're going to look at the NFL all the way around the board. And as we look at the NBA, we're going to be joined by Matt Tynan today at 9. Matt's a beat writer around the Spurs, been a part inside the locker room for a long time, friend of the show. I'm really interested. We're going to have Matt on at 9. You're not going to want to miss it because I don't think we've had a good opportunity to, he's there at every practice.
Yeah.
I'm really curious. How do a bunch of young guys deal with 12 consecutive losses? I mean, what's practice like? I have never been a part of any team at any point in my life that has lost 12 games in a row. I don't even know how you wake up in the morning after that.
You turn on your Xbox.
You open up and you open your bank app and you look at the balance.
You turn on your PlayStation. You invite a few ladies over.
See, that's not what I want to hear.
I'm just giving you the real.
I want them broken up and sad.
Come through, bring a bottle,
drinking raw eggs and eating raw meat and ready to go. I want Rocky.
I don't know any of these guys from a can of paint, so I don't know. But that's how I would deal with it. I mean, it is what it is. Once the game is lost, I have to develop amnesia and move on to the next. I'm not saying that I don't care,
12
but I have to
straight.
move on. I got to move on.
After 12, though, there ain't much moving, is there?
No.
I'm really curious how there, but there's some witchcraft to that. The coaching staff to get guys up and moving, knowing today's just going to be another red letter L.
Hey, did you hear about Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's house in Toronto?
No.
So his realtor is a real snake. His realtor sells him a house. I forgot to put this on there. Sells him a house from this crypto king.
Oh, okay.
The crypto king owes everybody and their mama about $25 million. So Shea and his wife move in, and there is goon after goon
Coming to
after
the door.
looking for this crypto king dude. Yes. So Shea and his wife are constantly dealing with people showing up, guns, bats. Hey, where is he? So Shea, they're trying to, what is it called? Back sell?
Try to get out of it?
Yeah, they're trying to get out of it because the realtor never told them, like, hey, I'm selling you this $6 million home that was owned by a crypto king that robbed 150 people of $25 million. And I was like, that would, you know what I mean? Like, you think you're getting your forever home. He's from Canada. You recently married. Honey, this is it. And every day you got goons showing up looking for this crypto king that stole everybody's money.
But he didn't. I'm sure they got that house at a greatly reduced rate. They didn't ask why this whatever $1 million home was sold at
They
a
didn't
third.
tell. I don't know, man.
Like, but dealing with I thought the Canadians were nice.
You know what's
scary? They
scary?
had the mob in Canada.
What's scary about that, Rob, is I'm an NBA player. I'm gone.
Yeah, it's just your.
You know what I mean? I'm
You're
gone.
just your fam. You're right.
If I'm the guy, one of those goons that got my money, I was like, well, you know that NBA dude lives here, right?
He got money too.
We'll just take his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll just take his wife. Somebody got to pay me my money back from these crypto kings. A lot of them crypto dudes ended up dead. It was like for a long time. I don't know, maybe a year ago. It was like daily they were finding them dudes dead.
I tried to warn several people.
You did. I remember. One used to work here.
They look like tulips to me.
Y'all had a heated debate, but yeah, man, Shea bought a house.
That sucks,
dude.
That sucks. Because first of all, it's a castle. Dude, you know it is. It is something, and you think you're relatively safe. Like that gate didn't even slow down the goons, the Johnny Bag of Donuts with a leather jacket and a baseball bat tucked in his back pocket.
We drive the PCH all the time.
Yeah.
How do people get up there and rob people?
I can't.
You know what I mean? Like, remember when
dogs.
they were like all the rich people were getting their homes broken into? Like, how do they get up there?
It's the Mission Impossible stuff. They're having to climb a mountain. I can't see how you get in there. And then how do you get the good stuff out?
Right.
I guess that's why we're radio guys.
I guess that's why you only take jewelry. Because you can't take the TV down a mountain.
Poor Shea Gilgeous.
Yeah.
All right, let's have us a show here.
Let's do it.
This college football thing, and one other thing I forgot to leave out, we're going to spend some time trying to figure out this NBA basketball tournament. Because we have now gone through the pool play.
Yeah.
And then there came to pass point differential. And point differential is something that NBA coaches kind of look at like, what the hell's going on? Case in point last night. It's
Billy
the
Donovan was ready to
Raptors
fight.
and the Celtics, right?
No, it was the Bulls and the Celtics.
So
yeah.
Donovan and the Bulls are getting waxed. And they can't figure out why Boston is still shooting with 30 seconds to go. And to the point where Donovan walked over to Missoula like, hey, bro.
Well, they were doing hack-a-drumming.
Yes.
And they're like, why are you hack-a-drumming me when you're up 30? And Missoula's like, bro.
I need 23 points.
I got to win by 23. And Donovan, you see Donovan like,
oh, all right.
I'm like, so you didn't know?
So he didn't even have any idea.
How is Tom in accounting supposed to know if Billy Donovan don't?
So we'll try to make heads or tails to you and explain the point differential and try to figure out what's coming up because we've been told that this is fun. Let's have some fun. Football gave us their final 8, and oh boy, there's some splaining to do. Let's talk about that. Don't forget, we're talking Spurs at 7. Silver and black. We'll be busy today. Don't go anywhere. It's R&R, and you're on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, we have reached the home stretch of 2023, and there's no better way to ring out the year than some fine meat on your grill. Head over to Tri-County Meat Market this week and start the ending of the year the proper way, knowing that if you're a first responder, you're getting 10% off, knowing that the 5 for 25 is there all the time. You should always take advantage of that. Trust me, it's the best deal in San Antonio. 5 big items in a bag, $25. I promise you, there's 2 meals in the bag, but most importantly, it's the meat you're getting, because a great meal always starts with great meat, and that's what Tri-County has. 2 locations. Huebner out on Ralph Fair. My advice to you is go get yourself a big old picanha this meat week. You owe yourself some big old red meat, right? It's been a lot of bird lately. Get yourself a picanha or a tri-tip. Either one, it doesn't really matter. And do it the easy way. Smoke it. It will be the beefiest flavor you've had, and they've got them there along with every other cut of meat you want. That's Tri-County Meat Market, Huebner and Ralph Fair. Go over and put some good meat on the grill, and I know you're going to thank me later.
It's almost that time. Home for the holidays. Get your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year. Increase your chance of winning by also getting your friends entered socially. Make this holiday season the best ever. Just visit sasportstar.com and get signed up. One national winner could win up to $18,000 and pay their rent or mortgage in 2024. Official rules and sign up at sasportstar.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This year, Staples will not be celebrating the holidays. Instead, we're celebrating the holiday deals with amazing savings for the holiday season. Save 60% on custom holiday cards, save 60% on custom invitations, and save 60% on custom photo gifts like mugs and calendars. During Staples holiday deals, it's not about the ho, ho, ho. It's about saving dough, dough, dough. Save 60% on custom cards, invitations, and photo gifts today at Staples. Ends 12/2. Visit staples.com/print for more details.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because you know, mulch. We're cutting prices on your favorite brands this holiday season. Save on Milwaukee, Steel, and Lincoln Electric in-store or at northerntool.com.
If you're like most people, you've had your fair share of financial questions. Questions like, can I afford my son's travel hockey team? What if my daughter doesn't get that soccer scholarship? Will I be able to enjoy golf in retirement? At Empower, we know these questions can be stressful. We're here to help answer your what ifs and empower what's next. Join 18 million Americans and take control of your financial future. Start today at empower.com. Sponsored by Empower Personal Wealth.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because you know, mulch. We're cutting prices on hand and power tools, heaters, and pressure washers this holiday season. northerntool.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Sadly, millions of pets are euthanized in America every year because the shelters lack the funding to care for them. We are better than that, my friends. I'm John O'Hurley, and I invite you to make an $11 monthly donation to the Puppy Food Bank. Your $11 donation will allow the Puppy Food Bank to direct ship pet food to San Antonio rescue shelters. To help save a pet's life, donate $11 today at puppyfoodbank.org, and they'll send you a very special gift. This pet rescue message has been brought to you by Thomas J. Henry.
Lab-grown diamond wholesale prices have crashed. Huge factories in China and India have flooded the market with tens of millions of carats of lab-grown diamonds. They are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away for free with purchase. Many companies sell 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for a few $100s, but some jewelers are still selling lab diamonds for thousands of dollars. Pawn shops and jewelry stores have instruments that detect lab-grown diamonds in seconds, and just like CZs, they are very cheap to produce, and after purchase, they have no monetary value at all. America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our customers that wholesale prices would fall to almost nothing. Now they are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away, and wholesale prices continue to fall. America's Diamond only offers traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have real value. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's R&R here on the Star. We're glad you're with us today. We're asking what a small favor. If you're on a device other than a radio and you are listening to us without subscribing, that's we're going to call that petty theft. We don't want to come at you. We don't. The radio cops.
It's not Napster.
It's not
Pirate Bay.
No, it's not.
But
we are graded on such things, and the least you can do for us is just click.
Yeah,
just like that.
It made me think of the Spotify thing I'm watching on Netflix. The story from them starting up.
But
it's in
name?
Swedish.
What?
Yeah, I can't do the fake voiceover, so I'm watching it in Swedish, reading the captions.
You're a better man than me. You always
I
have
can't
been.
do
I
the
can't,
fake. Hello.
I can't do.
Hi, how are you? I'm like, how do you get that job? The job of the guy to read for the fake voiceover, because they're not even trying to act. They're literally just reading the script.
Oh, if
it
you
makes
want
the
that
movie
gig,
awful.
I can give you the website. If you want to do that.
I don't want to do the book.
Oh no, it's awful.
I don't want to do books, but I'll do the TV ones for like the movie in Portuguese where they read in American voice with no acting skills whatsoever.
None.
I'll do that all day long.
And what drives
was
me?
it like $100 they give you?
No, you get it. It depends on the contract you sign.
Oh,
when I was desperate, I did a couple of those. It's awful. It is the equivalent of a side gig to radio types.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It's you go hit the Uber when you're a little bit short on.
Yeah, absolutely.
You go hit the website. Yeah, I'll read this bad script. But what aggravates me beyond belief is when I see the subtitle and what the guy says is not what the subtitle says. So
how do you know that?
Well, you hear no, he's speaking in English.
Oh,
God. The guy says it in English, but you still got the subtitle on underneath, and it's not even that.
Yeah.
So I feel like, what other liberties are you taking?
When I can't,
if I turn the subtitles off, what are you taking away from the story when you're changing what the actual line? Anyway, I digress. And it feels a lot like, I think a lot of people are going to feel today. The water cooler talk is certainly going to be the college football poll as it was released last night. Our final 4 in play. They give us 8. And the 4 wasn't a big change.
No, the 4 is pretty much what we thought it was going to be.
And
except, go ahead.
Well, I'm saying we thought it was going to be, we knew the 4 because they were going to go with the 4 undefeated.
We knew the 4.
But the 4 undefeateds, they ain't equal. They ain't the same.
Explain what you mean.
Florida State is undefeated with dudes that ain't playing now. most importantly, their starting quarterback. That is the team that won 9 games is no longer there. The team that's won 2 games,
they still got some Florida boys on that team.
They are. And what strikes me is it appears to me that the committee has told Florida State and has told the rest of the world, even after last week's squeaker against Florida. I mean, it wasn't an easy one, but they did it. They're number 4, and unless they lose, they're staying at 4.
You really believe that?
I don't agree with it.
That's exactly what I said yesterday. Don't get me wrong. That's what
I don't like it. I think that they should be judged as who they are today, not who they have been and are. I think I want the 4 best teams playing right now. Record be damned.
But the thing is, they don't ever give us the 4 best.
No, they
give us the 4 that they can justify with numbers and strength of schedule. Like, they're not giving us the 4 best teams, because if you're giving us the 4 best teams right now, again, I'm just going off of what they've done. You can't tell me that Florida State's strength of schedule, just because they're undefeated, is better than Oregon's.
It's not.
Or Texas or Alabama. It's not. I mean, and again, I think the reason why this whole thing is screwed up is because of Ohio State and Michigan. They play such an easy schedule that we're kind of like giving them the benefit of the doubt. Like, okay, well, we had Ohio State ranked high, and we had them ranked 2. So Michigan won. So, like, to me, Michigan and Ohio State are getting over. Again, we saw Michigan last year. Again, this is a different team, but we saw Michigan last year, the same schedule last year. They beat up on Ohio State. We go crazy, and some dude named Max Duggan destroys them. So again, I don't really believe in Michigan like that. I know they run the ball really well, but they run the ball really well against Nebraska, Minnesota, Indiana, Purdue. You know what I mean? Yeah, and they got 1 win over Ohio State. So, and then when you look at Ohio State, they stay ahead of Texas and Alabama. And who have they played? And the one game that they played, they got beat. The one game they played, well, they did beat Notre Dame 17-14. I'll give them that.
It was a big win then. I'll give them a bunch of credit. But it turns out it wasn't as big a win as we thought it was.
Turns out it wasn't that big of a win. So, again, Michigan and Ohio State are the 2 teams that are really messing it up for everybody. Like, well, at least for Oregon and Washington. We know for a fact Oregon, Washington, Georgia, and Alabama played a gauntlet. Regardless, they played a bunch of ranked teams throughout the year, those 4 teams. Georgia, Alabama, Washington, and Oregon. Those 4 teams played a hell of a schedule, and you got teams like Michigan and Ohio State that are kind of messing it up for them. And you could even throw Florida State in there, but Florida State's undefeated.
Absolutely. All of that rolls in, and then you start looking at those teams with the 1 loss that are like, man, oh man, when we start talking strength of schedule and the way that they were put in there, Texas came in this ranking at 7th. That's a goodbye. That's a wave goodbye. They're telling Texas fans.
Carnage.
Yeah, unless there's carnage. They told Texas fan, you might as well buy your ticket to some other bowl because you ain't playing in one of the 4.
You really feel like they said that last night?
Yes, I don't see. They told Texas, and they certainly told Bama, the only way you guys are getting in is if there are 2 upsets, and they better be huge upsets for you guys to leapfrog 4 other teams. They told Bama, they told them last night, look, you're 8th. You are going to have to demolish Georgia, and something else is going to have to happen too. And even then, because like you just said, we are all about being able to justify.
Right. Well, look, all right. As far as Texas goes, I was pretty hard on them yesterday. Let's look at what Texas would need to do. Obviously, you got to destroy Oklahoma State.
You have to.
You have to destroy Oklahoma State. Ohio State is at home. Leave it right there, Edwin. Ohio State's at home, so you don't have to worry about them. Now, considering you're behind
and Washington.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, let's say if Washington loses, I still don't know how that helped Texas, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because that would mean Washington lost to the team that the committee feels is better than you.
Yep.
So why and Washington beat Oregon this year. They split. Let's say Oregon wins that game. I still don't think that helps Texas. Because if I'm in the committee, I'm like, okay, let me look at Washington's schedule. 10 times better than Texas's schedule. And they lost to a team that I had ahead of Texas. So I don't know how Oregon beating Washington helps UT. Obviously, Michigan's going to beat Iowa. Whether Georgia wins or loses, they're in. So again, it's going to be tough sledding because Texas is playing a team that lost to Southern Alabama. Texas is playing a team that got beat by UCF 45-3. Texas is playing a team that lost to Iowa State. Look, this is what you can take from this, Texas. Once you're out and they send you your letter to go to some other bowl, you can look around the room and say, hey, y'all, great season, keep your head up high, but this is why we're going to the SEC. Because you can't hold our schedule against us anymore. This is why we're moving. That's the only good thing that came from this season. Again, a great season. You go 11-1, hell of a season for Texas. But this is why you need to be in the SEC, because beating BYU and going to OT versus Kansas State and beating TCU and Iowa State and Texas Tech, it does you no good come this time of year.
And Dave, you're right.
Does you no good this time of year.
And as they fight to figure out who the Final Four is, Jeff Traylor is trying to jump into the Final Five, the Power Five. He's interviewed at least once with the University of Houston. We're going to hear from the writer, Joe Duarte of the Houston Chronicle. He joined the Blitz yesterday. It looks like good news for Traylor, though. He's in some tall cotton. The competition to get this Houston job is pretty thick. We're going to talk about that coming up on the other side. We're getting into the silver and black at 7, as we always do. Looking at Brian Wright's his performance as the general manager of the Spurs these many 4 years. And we'll hear from Wemby as well as he talks about the state of mind as they have lost 12 straight games. Hold on. We got a whole bunch to do. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, what is Jeff Traylor going to do now that he is a top candidate at the University of Houston?
Well, he had a home run interview, apparently. We'll get the latest on Traylor. How about the Longhorns as they get ready for the Big 12 championship game? Are you happy with the rankings from last night? We'll discuss with Bob Ballou at 4:15 and talk Cowboys with Jane Slater at 5.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi. What brings you to the clinic today?
Oh, the baby's not feeling well. I think she might have a fever.
Well, let's check her temp with the Exergen thermometer. You're right. These Exergen thermometers are very accurate. Reads 101.2.
Oh, gosh. Well, that Exergen thermometer sure is fast and easy to use.
Yes, and many doctors recommend Exergen for home use.
Exergen thermometers, backed by over 100 clinical studies, are available at Walmart and participating retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com.
The holiday season is right around the corner, so give the gift that's hard to wrap, but easy to give. Give them a Stihl. With powerful trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws to place under the tree, the Stihl Holiday Gift Guide has something for everyone. Save $30 on the BG56 CE handheld blower. Visit your local Stihl dealer or go to stihlusa.com/gift guide. Real Stihl. Find yours. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
I have lots of fragrance lovers on my list, and Ulta Beauty has all I need to add joy to their holiday season. Shop your favorite fragrances from YSL, Carolina Herrera, Valentino, and Ariana Grande's new exclusive Cloud Pink scent. Plus, with a fragrance purchase of $70 or more, get a plush robe or throw, valued at $70 while supplies last. Shop the gifts that bring joy to everyone on your list this holiday season, especially you. Ulta Beauty, the possibilities are beautiful.
With Black Friday savings all month long at the Home Depot, you get all the jingle bells and whistles you could wish for with LG appliances. With America's most reliable line of appliances per independent consumer study, you can take holiday doing to holiday done and always be ready to handle last-minute holiday guests. Final days to save up to $900 on select laundry sets, including top brands like LG, with Black Friday savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Ends November 29th.
Here we go.
Here comes the Sandman,
Ladies and gentlemen.
Adam Sandler.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The I Missed You Tour.
Should we clap along? I'm going to play guitar a little bit for you.
Adam Sandler, live.
Take him away!
Frost Bank Center, December 7th.
All right, let's lose that. I hate it.
Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
It is time to play Pass the Pigskin for a chance to win $5,000 cash and tailgate prize packs. Celebrate with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds by entering the Pork Rind Appreciation Day giveaway at porkrindappreciationday.com. That's porkrindappreciationday.com. And don't forget to pick up your favorite bold flavored protein packed Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds today at HEB. If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at gawon'twait.com. That's gawon'twait.com.
Did the potato peels break the disposal again? Shower cold all of a sudden? Family in town and the toilet's clogged up? When things go wrong, call Woods to make it right. You'll receive the royal treatment. Celebrating 67 years in business, ask about our $67 drain cleaning special. Woods Comfort Systems for all your air conditioning, heating, and plumbing needs. License number 16934C, RMP 15462.
My name is Susan. Not long ago, I was in poor health. I had a fatty liver. My thyroid was out of whack. I was pre-diabetic. My knees hurt, and I was on cholesterol meds. I'm now down 43 pounds. People say to me all the time, you look so thin. I've gone from a size 18 to a size 10. I feel much better and can walk 2.5 miles without pain. Dr. Torres changed my life.
I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. Call me for your free consultation at 468-1891.
It's almost that time. Home for the holidays. Get your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year. Increase your chance of winning by also getting your friends entered socially. Make this holiday season the best ever. Just visit sasportstar.com and get signed up. One national winner could win up to $18,000 and pay their rent or mortgage in 2024. Official rules and sign up at sasportstar.com. R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Top of the morning to all at the bottom of the hour.
It's R&R in the morning. He's Rudy. I'm Rob. Did you get that, Mike? Whose birthday is it?
Yeah, who we got?
Who we giving a birthday to? Athena?
Edwin didn't pull it up. Athena, happy birthday.
Happy
Athena.
birthday to you.
Happy birthday. I hope you have a bunch more. And make your dad buy you something really nice.
Really nice.
Really
Barbie
expensive.
related.
Yeah.
Barbie related.
Or whatever. iPads, the iPhone 15, something. Make him come out that money, baby girl. He got it.
I'm hearing Spider-Man is awesome. It's a video game.
I haven't played video games.
I have a son
quite
who
some
was
time.
locked down for a bit. Jeff Traylor.
What do you do now?
Jeff Traylor's got his resume up on Monster. Indeed. Because he's been busy this week.
Has he?
From what we understand, this is his third interview.
Well, he did the one
two
with
A&M.
One with Aggie and two with Houston.
I thought it was two. Did he get a second interview with A&M? Just one.
And possibly and allegedly, reportedly two with Houston.
So
this is third.
So this is his third interview in less than a week. I would be interested to hear the different types of questions he's been asked by the two. You could be a tree, Rudy. What kind of tree would you be?
Redwood.
There you go. Evidently, the Aggies were looking for mesquite because he answered wrong. But it does appear that Houston is very much interested.
It went well. I mean, normally when you get the second one, it's normally a good thing. What was this? Duarte,
Yep.
Houston Chronicle?
The Blitz did a good job and found this guy, Joe Duarte of the Houston Chronicle. This is him on the Blitz yesterday.
I'm told that they were very impressed. Home run was a description to me late. So they felt like he's the guy. And again, you guys
way to
know
bury the
Traylor.
lead there, Joseph.
Quiet,
Come on.
Jason.
Hey, we're talking over the interview, guys.
Why are you cutting them off? We do it all.
But you guys know Traylor, and I've had limited dealings, but you see his interviews. I mean, he would be a great coach at any place, not just Houston, and he'd be a great coach if he stays at UTSA. And I think the Houston folks, the funny thing is he's been on the radar for a while. I remember covering the Big 12 championship game last year in Arlington, and the night before the game, rumors were swirling that Houston was going to go ahead and part ways with Dana at that time.
Wow.
And go with Traylor. And I remember there being people at the game that were associated with Holgorsen asking, where's this stuff coming from? And I do truly believe that there were some donors behind the scenes at Houston last December that were making a push then for a change, and Jeff Traylor was their guy. So this is something that they have certainly been eyeing Jeff Traylor for the last few years. And, minus two meetings that they've had that have gone Houston's way, that hasn't diminished anything in terms of what they think of him and how he could come in and lead this program.
Joseph Duarte from the Houston Chronicle yesterday on the Blitz. By the way, if you miss any of our live broadcasts, you can go to sasportstar.com at the audio vault there, brought to you by AA Best Belmonts, and catch up on all that. That was Duarte yesterday. Well, Rudy, here we sit.
Well, this is the thing. According to the short list, Tulane, Willie Fitz, who just beat Jeff Traylor this past weekend, Tulane, Gary Patterson, and Cliff Kingsbury are also in the running.
All worthy.
Yeah, all.
If you were a Cougie,
I'd have Traylor ahead of Kingsbury. Kingsbury, you've had some chances, man. Move around.
Don't be an OC.
Only Gary Patterson would be high because of what he was able to accomplish at TCU. Now, I don't want to take nothing from Sonny Dykes, but that team you took to the finals last year was Gary Patterson's guy.
Yes, it was.
It was. I mean, it is what it is. Hey, but you still got to go out there and coach him. Tulane, Willie Fritz, I mean, you did beat Jeff Traylor head up. So how am I can't write him off. I love Jeff, but reportedly Jeff's just tired of fighting for every dollar.
I don't blame him.
Like he's got to put up a fight for every time you need something. It's a fight. It's like the scene in Moneyball at the beginning of Brad Pitt walks into the owner's office and he's like, "Hey man, I'm about to lose such. I'm about to lose such. And the owner looks him dead in his face and says, "I'm not doing that. That's not who we are. We don't have it. We just don't have it. We just don't have it." And it's nobody's fault. It's nobody's fault. It is what it is. Like money just don't fall from the sky. Like we just not built that way at UTSA we don't have the Aggie
got
pockets.
good too fast.
Yeah, we don't have the Aggie pockets. We don't have Jeff Fertitta. You know what I mean? It's not Dr. Campos' fault. It's not the student body. It just is what it is with the new program. So, and I wouldn't, fault him. Now, the thing that I said yesterday, Rob, that I guess I was dead wrong about was I was saying, other than the Big 12, how is this not a lateral move?
This is Duarte on the front.
I've covered them for 12 years now, and I've been in the city of Houston for 27 at the paper. So I've seen how Houston has gone through this journey from once in the Southwest Conference to Group of 5 for a really long time, and then finally getting into Power 5. So I know what the fan base of UTSA is probably thinking right now, because Houston, and you want to get to this point, Houston became a stepping stone job. They lost Art Browse to Baylor. They lost Kevin Sumlin to Texas A&M. They lost Tom Herman to Texas. And ever since then, they kind of looked for that guy that they thought could be the one. Now, how does that relate to UTSA? Well, when you have success like they're having, sort of a compliment that, somebody wants your coach, but you don't want to lose them. In Houston's cases, the last 10 years or so, they have invested in facilities. Now, the difference is they have an on-campus facility. I know that's a big stadium. I know that's a big deal in San Antonio with the Alamo Dome, and do they eventually play out on campus? The student referendum passed here in Houston in 2011, I believe, and that set in motion to build the new on-campus stadium that they desperately needed. I know recently UTSA had a similar referendum that didn't pass. So you see some of the things that sort of go with the territory and what the moves you have to make to get to a certain point. So Houston invested, I believe it was $300 million plus in facilities years before the Big 12 was even a possibility. They got everything in line. They go out and get Kelvin Sampson, and that helps to get the basketball attention going, makes them a little bit more attractive. And then they finally get the Big 12 call. So there's a lot of things that come into play, a lot of years that go into it. But when you start losing your coaches, this isn't a lateral move. Houston will be able to offer $4 million plus if that's what they want to go. They've got a $140 million football operations center that is already breaking ground that will open in 25. And by the way, you're in the Big 12 conference, so that separates it. And UTSA's done a great job. I mean, they are that next. Them and Tulane have proven to be that group of 5 school that should compete for New Year's Six bowls. But there's been a lot of in the background work that Houston's done over the years to be in position that now they feel like they can go out, and if that's the coach that they want, they feel like that should be the one that they can get.
Joseph Duarte, Houston Chronicle writer. Boy, he's telling the truth to UTSA fan, isn't he?
There's layers only because if you really love the football program, there's a lot of people out there that love the UTSA football program. What he just explained to you is we're years away. And that's the part of a journey that's tough. It's just starting. It's like, let's say you need to lose 100 pounds and you're like, that looks so far away, but the only way to lose the 100, Rob, is to start.
We know it.
You know what I mean? So yes, exactly. So if you're a UTSA fan, diehard UTSA football fan, it sucks to hear that. Like keep in mind, they put 300 in and they put 140 in for the practice facility, and it's still not going to open until 2025. So there's so much stuff going on that we have to do, that UTSA has to do. And it seems so far down the road, but the only way to get there is to start.
And I think the truth it's just hard to take when you hear UTSA. We're talking about a $300 million building that just to begin to think UTSA building a $300 million football facility. No, that's so far down the road. We're talking a decade at least. Here's the good news. You guys are victims of your own success. You shouldn't even be needing to talk about this right now, but you are, because you've gotten that good that fast.
The thing is, he has no business with the success that he's had.
No.
He's had no business having the success he's had with the resources that he's had. And again, I'm not blaming anybody, but wow. That's kind of eye-opening and kind of lets you know, you got a long way. We got a long way to go here in San Antonio.
The interviews continue. When the news breaks, we will certainly fix it. And if you missed any of that interview, you want to go hear in totality, you go to sasportstar.com, and the audio vault there will have the entirety of the Blitz interview. Hey, coming back, we're going to try to make sense of this NBA playoff. We're going to try to figure out the point differential and all that. Silver and Black at 7 around the corner. We're looking at Brian Wright. Hang around. We're doing cool stuff. It's R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Are you washed clean in the water of a Connecticut water softened shower? I hope you are. I hope you woke up this morning, turned on the shower, got that soft water on you, and headed on out to work and never even thought about your softener. If that's you, I'm glad. Congratulations. If it's not you, listen, you're not doing it right. Connecticut water softeners made in the United States, really designed with San Antonio, South Texas in mind. Our water's hard, man. It comes out of the ground chock full of goodness that creates some fine beer and some nice sweet tea. But at the end of the day, you don't want that in your pipes, and you don't want that on your dishes. And you certainly don't want it on your skin and in your mouth and on your hair, right? That's where Kinetico comes in. You don't plug it in. It works off kinetic energy. You're not going to pay one extra penny for your power to run that thing. And then because it only works when you do, it only uses less salt. So saves yourself some money there. Once you put it in your house, let me tell you what, the Kinetico people say it. I believe it. It's the last water softener you're ever going to own. You want to find out? How about 90 days with no questions asked? You'll find out for yourself how good it is. Dial 656-PURE, and the Knippa family will have a Kinetico out in your home in no time. You're not going to pay a dime until you find out what we know. That's 90 days. On that 91st day, you're going to be like me. You're going to be a Kinetico water softener owner, knowing full well it's the last water softener you're ever going to own. Dial 656-PURE to get today. Go to KineticoSA.com for all the deets, but here's the deal. Put a Kinetico in your home, and I know you're going to thank me later.
94.1 FM.
Tease the season at Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring Titleist SM9 wedges tuned for precise contact, lower flight, and higher spin. Now $30 off. From Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. There's always gift cards in any amount for the special golfer you're shopping for. Don't miss the Edwin Watts Golf Shops holiday special. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, and shop us in store or online at worldwidegolf.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Hey folks, Steve Brent's here at beautiful Winans Creek Ranch in Bandera, inviting you to our holiday land sale event going on right now. It's the best time of the year to get an incredible deal on a gorgeous 10 to 15 acre luxury ranch home site here at Winans Creek. Take advantage of deep discounts and terrific bank and special below market seller financing. Plus, ask us about our closing cost bonus offer, saving you even more during our sale. Winans Creek features secluded private settings, spectacular 30-mile views, a gorgeous creekfront park, as well as paved roads, high-speed internet, electric, and more. Plus, Winans qualifies for low ag exempt taxes. The rush of the holidays will be here soon, but there's still time to get a great deal on your 10 to 15 acre luxury ranch home site you've always dreamed of. So come out and see me today at Winans Creek Ranch, and we'll help put together an incredible deal that will make your holidays bright. Give us a call at 866-952-6323 or go to WinansCreekRanch.com.
Your brain is an amazing thing, but as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. Based on a clinical study of subgroups of individuals who are cognitively normal or mildly impaired, Prevagen has been shown to improve memory. A Pharmacy Times National Survey of Pharmacists rated Prevagen the #1 pharmacist-recommended memory support brand for the 5th year in a row. You can find it in the vitamin aisle in stores everywhere without a prescription. Help your memory. Try Prevagen today. Prevagen. Healthier brain, better life. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. Call 800-249-8866. 800-249-8866. That's 800-249-8866.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. Coming up later on the Blitz, lots to get into, including, well, the playoff rankings. They were out last night. Are you happy with those? We'll talk to Bob Ballou from KI Sports in Austin at 4:15. Jane Slater at 5 o'clock. How about Shaq Leonard? Is he coming to the Cowboys? She'll have the latest for us. And Jeff Traylor. What's he going to do? Is he headed to Houston? All of that and a lot more. Rob, I appreciate the oatmeal, buddy. Brown sugar and maple, but how about some strawberry? Maybe a little blueberry? How about some chocolate chip?
Chocolate chip?
Jesus.
I'll tell you what, these fit guys.
This is getting out of hand. Like, it's all mush, push, gush, magush, dush. Like, I don't give a damn what flavor you throw on it. It's jail food.
I gifted him a box.
Now, if I have to, like, if you force
oatmeal.
me to eat oatmeal, Rob, that would be the
This
flavor.
is the only one that's worth
the
it.
flavor.
But,
Maple, what is that one? Maple and
this
brown
is
sugar.
ma-
That's the flavor.
But what Joe doesn't get is no one is eating this for the fun of it and the good taste.
No, it's not for
eating
the
this.
taste.
It is all about the bowels.
Right.
And
get your fiber.
Yeah, you're getting your fiber. And I know Joe
Joe works out every day
on the ones and twos. The ones, Joe needs to be close. I've worked with Joe long enough.
Oh, yeah. He pees all day.
So I wasn't sure about the twos, and I wanted to make sure, he's, as the second oldest member of the San Antonio Sports Star crew, it is my job to look out for the old guy. Fire. Shot fired right there, Joe.
Damn.
We do it every day at 7 o'clock. It's Talking Silver and Black. We're glad you're with us today. And this one is going to be an interesting conversation we're going to have regarding the general manager of the San Antonio Spurs. That's coming up around the corner. We're looking at Brian Wright's record. Is he worthy of an award, or should we start looking around for somebody else to evaluate and acquire talent? We're talking Spurs, Silver and Black next. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's Thursday night football. The Cowboys welcome the Seahawks for a primetime tilt at 6 p.m.
Prescott with a quarterback option. Running to the right. Spilled into the end zone. Touchdown, Prescott.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at gawon'twait.com. That's gawon'twait.com.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because mulch. We're cutting prices on hand and power tools, heaters, and pressure washers this holiday season. Save in store or at northerntool.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
As the weather gets colder, the NFL offers Stay Hot on FanDuel. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be 21 plus in President's Day. We're lawful to wager. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager only $5 pregame money line wager required. First online real money wager only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700 visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas, 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana, visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland, visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia, or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Help is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
So I have been in the operating room most of my career, watching people have orthopedic surgery, watching people get knees replaced, hips replaced, shoulders fixed, and I knew there had to be a better way.
That's Dr. Daniel Zuckerman, a medical director for QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in non-invasive regenerative treatments for pain relief.
I see so many people who could have been helped before they got to the operating room if only they had known about regenerative medicine.
QC Kinetics, a natural alternative that uses your body's own healing properties to help restore and repair damaged joint tissue, providing long-lasting relief without drugs, surgery, or downtime.
Well, it feels great when I do get to see somebody who we help, who I know I kept out of the operating room. It's amazing how we change people's lives without surgery.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
When asked what is on your wish list this holiday season, send your Santa to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. 5 Oaks Ace Hardware has that new grill and all the grill accessories you have been wanting, plus over 300 spices and rubs that make great stocking stuffers. If you need power tools, 5 Oaks Ace Hardware has all the top brands and the tools you want. 5 Oaks Ace Hardware has specialty gifts and everything you need for indoor and outdoor lighting, decorations, and gifts. Drop the hint or kickstart the holiday shopping yourself at 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks near Jones Maltzberger.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for Monday Night Football. KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
Mark Cuban has sold majority stake of the Mavericks to Miriam Adelson, a casino tycoon, for $3.5 billion, although he will still remain full control of basketball operations. The Texans continue their quest to beat Cowboys South, as they have worked out former Cowboy kicker Brett Maher after waiving Matt Amendola on Tuesday.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson,
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left-hand slam. I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
That's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. Easy E punching the buttons and pushing us forward as we got hour number 2 at 7 o'clock. You got your rundown at 6.
You know what? I did. I got some stats in the SIG. And shout out to Eddie.
He's stepping on it. And this is what we do every day at 7 o'clock. We're talking silver and black. It is Spurs talk round and round. And as they sit at 12, I'm calling it 12-3 because it seems like that's the goal. It's time to look at how we got here. I've been mad at Pop for the last couple of days. Maybe the blame is misplaced.
Or are you mad at him because he took the mic?
Because the mic thing, yeah, I felt like my uncle got mad at me. Like, wow, I got in trouble. Having fun, I just got in trouble. My fun uncle just got me in trouble. I feel like some of this isn't in Pop's control. He tells us all the time, look, man, they just buy the groceries, I cook them. I've let RC and Brian Wright now do all the scouting, and they come to me, and these are the guys. I don't know I don't believe that.
Why not?
I think he has a pretty good say in who's coming. But I do think after a while, you form a working relationship with your general manager and RC Buford, who or president or scout guy, however you want to define RC Buford now. Where, yeah, at some point, RC knows exactly what Pop needs and goes and gets it.
That's debate. Well, at that time, RC doesn't do it anymore. But at that time,
at some point, there is a comfortability where you go, hey, who you like? I like him too because you like him. You know, you build up a trust. I'm not sure Brian Wright has earned that trust.
I think he has.
You think so? Let's look at it. Because under his tutelage, and granted, he took over a ship that was sinking as a general manager.
Now, was he there for the 2019 draft? No,
I
so
don't
the draft,
think
the
he played
2019
a role in that draft.
Yeah, he was there after the draft.
No, I'm not going to pin that on him.
No.
But since 19, when he came on board, the Spurs are 124-200 with a winning percentage of 38%.
A lot of that came last year.
I'm not.
I
know. But that's just, those are the numbers. That's
right.
just when Brian Wright, just like Jeff Traylor, submits his curricula vitae, his resume, that's on there.
Right.
And since he's been around, he has been the recipient of some pretty decent draft spots. And let's give him some credit. Let's give the credit first. This is a guy that signed Trey Jones to a multi-year deal. This is a guy that kept DeMar DeRozan. And that was a contract that was going to be signed regardless, but he did give DeMar, and DeMar stayed happy the entire time he was here. Never a problem. Not a guy who wanted to be here. And some of this was Brian Wright just keeping things on the go. I mean, he kept things going as general manager. We'll give him credit for that, right? Does he get credit?
No.
No credit for that given. I was going to give him credit. He did bring Keita Bates-Diop in.
No.
I mean, it was a seasoned, serviceable vet that is a starter someplace else.
No.
He did oversee.
I'm listening.
The draft of Josh Primo.
That's a good pick. It's just, there's some unfortunate things went on with Josh Primo.
Terrible pick, Rudy. It's a terrible pick. It is an inexcusable, fireable offense.
It's not a terrible pick. He was a good basketball player. You can't help it that he shows his junk to people on accident or on purpose.
It turns out, Rudy, from everybody we've talked to, they knew this was an issue before they drafted him.
Then that's on everybody.
It rolls uphill on this situation. That lands squarely on the general manager's lap.
Well, see, this is the thing, and I don't know Brian Wright from a can of paint, but this is what I would say. Now that things are going bad, we look at Brian Wright. If things were going good, we would say he has nothing to do with it. We would say this is Pop still pulling strings. This is still RC. So I feel like he's an easy target for everybody, myself included. Like, hey, well, it's going bad. We got to start looking at Brian Wright. But when things, when they do the right things, then we say, oh, well, RC comes down every now and then, and Pop still got his hands in the jar. So that in defense of Brian, to give both sides of the story, I think he's low-hanging fruit because it's easier for us to criticize a guy we don't know, we haven't been around for 20-some years versus us blaming Pop.
And let's give him some credit. Sign Bryn Forbes. I do think Keita Bates-Diop is credit worthy.
Okay.
It really
Go
is.
ahead.
This is a guy who could have played anywhere across the league. He came here and played on a bad team and was happy doing it. I mean, he played well. It was a guy that we were happy to have, and that's a check in the positive side. As far as the drafting goes, we brought up the 2021 draft. The 2022 draft with Jeremy Sohan in the first, Malachi Brenham also in the first, Blake Wesley also in the first. That's three guys in the draft in 2022. They're still here, still trying.
Well, I hope so. It's only been 1 year.
But it's not that uncommon for first rounders to be gone already or running in the G League after the first year. And these guys, to their credit, are here. I'm trying to give him credit here. Those are 3 first-round draft picks. Malachi Brenham,
What?
There's some there. Blake Wesley can't get off the bench.
He also drafted Vassell in 2020. We can't leave that one. 2020.
I didn't. Well, are we giving him credit for that? Because we asked, was that his pick?
Well, the thing about it is, so he drafted Vassell and Trey Jones. Again, we can't make him the butt of the joke.
I wanted to give him that early credit. So we're going to give him credit for Vassell. I want to. I'm trying to find places that we like.
Well, he was the GM.
Well, okay, but we didn't give him for 19, even though he was the GM.
He wasn't there for the draft.
But he wasn't there for the
came
draft.
on after the draft. That's why I said
And
that.
Devin was a good pick.
And in 19, you don't want nobody. So in 19, they drafted Luka Samic. Okay.
You don't want any credit for that. Nobody, that was the dumbest draft in NBA
nobody
history.
wants it. They took
if you reversed it, if you flipped it, it was brilliant.
Yeah, 2019 they took Keldon.
If they'd have taken Keldon first and then
Luka later,
you go, yeah, that's what you were supposed to do.
2020, you draft Vassell and Trey Jones, who both been signed to extensions. 21, you got Primo. 22, you got Jeremy.
And we can, I don't know, the jury is
out on
Jeremy Sohan.
This is the thing, though. Do you get credit for re-signing the guys that you drafted? Because aren't you like, hey, you at that point, aren't you saving face? Like, you know what? I drafted these guys. I'm going to re-sign them. Because keep in mind, behind Devin Vassell is Tyrese Maxey, Halliburton, and Bane. Vassell's really good.
He ain't Maxey.
But he ain't Maxey.
He ain't
and he ain't Halliburton. Bane, we can talk about it because the thing about it is I think Vassell is an all-around better player than Bane. But he's not Maxey. And I know for damn sure he's not Halliburton. That's just facts. But guess what? There's a bunch of other teams that didn't take Maxey and Halliburton. Well, but guess what? I don't give a damn because I don't live there.
It's your job to help my team.
Yeah, this is where I live. So when I look at Keldon, Vassell, Trey, Primo, and Sohan, they're all starters.
On the balance.
They're all starters. But then you got Branham, who's a starter now. That Vassell's coming off the bench. You got Blake Wesley. He's had some solid draft picks that the jury's still out on some of them, whether they can build the guys that he's drafted around Wemby. But the thing is, when you get Wemby, everything changes because now you recalibrate and you say, okay, we did a year with what we had, right? At the end of this year, you'll say, okay, we've done a year with what I've taken in since 2019. What fit with Wemby? What didn't? Now, let's say whoever, name one of the guys that he's drafted since 2019 doesn't fit. That doesn't mean he missed. It just means he doesn't fit. Because everything's about Wemby and making him comfortable and making him happy and hoping he stays here for 20 years. So that's what this is about. So again, let's say you trade Keldon or you trade Vassell or you get rid of Sohan or you Branham. That doesn't mean those guys can't play and that wasn't good draft picks. It just means it's not a good fit for what we're trying to build around Victor.
And
that's what I'll say.
Do you trust him?
Who?
Over the next 2 years?
Brian Wright. I'm listening.
Do you trust Brian Wright? Because we're running about 50% in the first round. And that might be about NBA average. I don't know. But over the next couple of years, these number ones matter. And we're not going to use all those ones. We're going to trade them.
I hope. Well, hell, are we right? Are they? Well, because that's the thing. I was thinking that they were going to do that this season and go and get some veterans. But I guess, again, they wanted to see the development of the youth that they've drafted. But I would hope at some point they use some of those picks and go get a shit. Not him particularly, but do what Sam Presti in Oklahoma did, Rob, and go get a Shai Gilgeous.
What about the trades? What do you think of the trade that sent Derek White away? And what about the trade that sent DeJounte away? He was a part of both of those. This is a team without a point guard, and we've traded two of those away. Now, we didn't know we'd have Wemby.
I liked it because it was a part of the bigger plan. It was a part of the bigger picture. It was a part of the long game, and that was a part of gearing up to tank for Wemby, and it worked to a T.
But we ended up with a team minus a point guard. I mean, we have none.
No, I know that.
And we've drafted over the years 4 of them, and they're all gone.
But in now that we've got to see it, a 15-game sample size of it, the Wemby era is the year it starts.
It shouldn't be, though,
No, it
Rudy.
shouldn't.
We
I don't
should
think so.
already
I
have
don't
some
think so.
pieces in place.
But
We've drafted high enough to have a point guard.
But
and
guess
we've
what?
drafted one that's 6'10", and we traded away the real ones.
But
I mean, that's what we did.
But guess what? you also, in your mind, as Brian Wright, I have, air quotes, the GOAT. I have the GOAT. I have the best coach of all time. Everybody telling me that I have the best coach of all time. So I would think we would be better than 3-14 or whatever the hell they are.
But we have found
so
that it is not the coach, it is the player. We found it with Belichick. We found it with Pop. If the players ain't there, the coach ain't going to be it. We're talking about the GOAT. You just called him that, who's lost 12 straight games with the player. I agree with you, but with the players that he's been provided, even the GOAT can't win.
Right.
Well, then who's at fault? If the
Everybody
GOAT can't take it,
and
who bought the groceries?
And Wemby ain't Wembying.
Well, he is.
No, he's not.
He is 2010. He's doing
you know why?
we hoped.
Because they're getting their ass kicked. Somebody's got to score when you down 30. You out there.
Well, why don't we have guys to score? I'm getting back to the point. Our biggest problem, the problem that we look at daily, is we got no point guard, and we've traded away 2 of them, and we drafted one that was hanging brain in front of everybody.
And guess what? If you didn't trade DeJounte and Derek White, you wouldn't have Wemby.
There it is.
You wouldn't have them.
And
they would have won more games.
The ultimate defense is good. Thank goodness I suck, or we wouldn't have Wemby.
Right.
Thank goodness I did such a poor job for 3 consecutive years that we were so bad that we got Wemby.
I think the problem is we all have to accept that we have, out of 15 guys, we have 3 that were here. I think we all felt like, this was going to be the start. This was going to be the beginning, yet it's not. This isn't how the Wemby era is going to start. This isn't going to be the team going forward. And that doesn't mean any of these guys can't play. It's just like, look, this ain't it. Now, hey, they may make a run later on in the season and we reevaluate it. We go day by day. That's what we do on Sports Talk Radio. We prognosticate and we go day by day. Right now, this doesn't look like it's it. We all thought this was going to be the start of this of the process. It's not. They got some shuffling to do roster-wise. Clearly.
I will say this. If I'm Brian Wright, I highlight the deal we made with Atlanta. That's the brilliant move. If I want to look at the one move that Brian Wright made, the deal, because keep in mind, he had to not only go get Jock Landale, but he had to sign him to a multi-year deal to use as a piece to trade to Atlanta with DeJounte, who I will argue that, we miss his talent, but we don't miss him. There was a guy that wasn't going to last here. We knew it was going to happen. He was a good draft, good talent, but it just wasn't going to work out here. I think we can agree that it was going to go south. He wouldn't have been a happy camper if there'd been 12 losses. You know what I mean? Yeah. This would not have been a guy that gets along. But he packaged Jock Landale, DeJounte Murray to the Atlanta Hawks for Danilo Gallinari, which, he was hurt. But the 2023 first-round draft pick and the 2025 first-round draft pick, I think that was exceedingly brilliant. I think that's the move that if I'm grading him, it's just enough to give him a solid B.
He's done everything. He did everything right in order to get Wemby, and now we got to give him time to fix it.
But there's some little ones, man. How the Cowboys cannot draft defensive linemen? They just can't seem to pick them. I mean, they get 1 in 4 right.
Yeah, and they didn't draft Micah to be a defensive lineman.
And the Spurs just don't have a good eye for point guards, man. Whatever it is, and Pop has always been a point guard killer. Luckily, he found him one. But before Tony, he was killing them, and now he can't seem to find one. So that is going to be the critical flaw in Brian Wright's resume until he provides this team with a dude that can play point guard, whether it's starter or not. And I know it's not his decision to put Sohan there. All he did was give him Sohan. Like, here, use him for whatever you want.
The Sohan pick, I feel like that one's up in the air.
Yeah, it is.
Whatever. But no, they said, we're going to come into this season and we're going to see how the development has gone with Malachi, Devin, Keldon, Trey, Blake. Let's see. We're seeing, and it ain't seeing.
I did see Barlow dominating in the G League.
Good job, Barlow.
Well, I mean, if you want to also judge your general manager, look at the guys that are on the periphery that you went and got, like Bassey. That's a success, dude.
I like Bassey.
Yeah, I mean, that's the key.
He don't get enough minutes.
No, but that's a guy pulled off the scrap heap, off the G League, and he's a starter now. That's where the GM check. I mean, that's what you're chasing. That's his gig. It's easy to draft first round. Well, it should be. But go find a Bassey. Go find those guys to round out your roster. That's where the GMs make their money.
There's some things he's done well, and there's some things he hasn't. In all honesty, I think that's every GM in the league.
Yeah, some are better than others. I mean, Danny Ainge is a genius. Just a genius. The guy finds and makes deals, and he sees that things as they are and is not afraid to.
He makes deals, but Utah sucks.
Well, they're better than they were, and he got there and said, this Rudy Gobert thing ain't going to work. Gone. And look at what he did with that.
Donovan Mitchell,
gone. And he went and found other dudes. I think Danny Ainge is right up there with one of the very best. And what's his name up in Toronto? That team continues to just kick dudes.
Missouri. Yeah. No, they're good too. I like them as well. And again, at some point, they're going to have to start figuring out how to spend some of this money, how to trade some of these picks and bring in the veterans. This whole, I get it. When you look up the road at Denver, you look at Milwaukee, a lot of that is all draft. So I get that approach. And it's the Spurs approach as well. Manu, Tony, Tim, that's all draft picks. So I see the approach. But this is a new era, and guys are impatient. And the last thing I want is after 7 years, Wemby saying, I want to win. And we're not doing enough here for me to win, and I'm out of here. And you only get them for 6-7 years because we haven't put the pieces around him to make him want to stay, to make it worthy of him staying 20 years. That's the last thing you want to happen, because again, if that happens, we back in the dumpsters for, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years. Who knows how long?
I give Zach Collins. I think that was a good get.
I like Zach.
I think Zach.
I like Zach better than I thought I would.
Yeah, I think he's grown on us. So I'll give him some credit there. I think give him a grade as we sit today.
Who's Zach?
No, right. As we sit today, give him a grade. If you're,
C plus.
C plus.
C plus. He could be a lot better because again, of all, and again, he wasn't there, but he was on the outside looking in. Of all the Kentucky dudes that I see killing the league, Keldon's in dead last.
Mm-hmm.
When I look at all the Kentucky dudes killing it, Keldon's in dead last. That don't mean he can't play. Just means he's in dead last from all of those. Malachi Branham, still kind of waiting on him to turn the corner. He's out there. Yeah, he's getting cardio, but that's about it. Primo wasted after you gave him a bunch of money. Shohan, he don't know what he is. The Spurs don't know what
right.
Yeah, the Spurs don't know what he is. The 9th overall pick, whatever. So, but he's done some things well. The way he masterminded to figure out room to get Wemby in here, that's what has him not failing.
I give him a D, man. I'll tell you, the Josh Primo, while we don't talk about it, and it's just oh my gosh, how awful.
Right.
It's the kind of move that stunts a franchise for 5 years, even with Wemby. Even with him, it's the kind of move when you just blow up a first-round pick. You just punt it
after you gave him an extension.
After you paid it is an unforgivable error given what we have been, and it might not be true, but from sources of the people that we've talked to, it turns out they knew a little bit more than what they said they knew.
Unfortunate.
We talk Spurs every day at 7. You want to be the first in to know? That's why you come to the San Antonio Sports Star. Make sure you are liking, you are listening, and daily liking, by the way, what we're doing. It's Talking Silver and Black. We do it every day at 7. We got more to do, though. Coming up on the other side of the break, it's time to talk some Cowboys and some NFL because, heck, they're playing tomorrow.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, damn. They got a game to play tomorrow night. And by the way, if you want to watch it live with the cool kids, they're going to be live out at the brand new place.
Perry's with the A.
Perry's with an A. They do pizza, so I'm told. And I can't wait to be there. They're going to be out there live tomorrow getting you ready for the Cowboys-Seattle Seahawk game. Come and join us. It's at, let me get you the exact name here as I shuffle through my paperwork. It's, where is it? Perry's Pizzeria and Tap House. It's at the Rim. They're going to get going at 2. Flight by Yingling, and the good folks at Yingling are going to be out there pouring. It's a Cowboys watch party, and when we do it, we bring swag. Make sure you join us tomorrow out at Perry's Tap House as the Blitz gets busy at a brand new restaurant. Can't wait to go have myself some pizza. It's right in my backyard, right there. I have no excuse. I have to set the appointment, man, or I might not live up to it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I actually have to be there because Mama ain't gonna be home cooking, so I'm gonna go get some good pizza.
She leaving you?
Yeah, she's gonna go out and have some fun. You know how it is.
Leave you at home.
Yeah, you're used to it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to stay home. We're coming back. The NFL gumbo is hot. We're talking NFL owners, not only Jerry Jones, but there is a guy named Tepper who feels like that. The conversation about CJ and Bryce continues, and Mike McDaniel speaks. Yeah, stealing.
Dude is crazy.
This is nuts.
He's
Hold
funny.
on. Let's talk some NFL next. It's R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. How you feeling?
The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
I love San Antonio, man. I love it.
On 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney, an attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because you know, mulch. We're cutting prices on your favorite brands this holiday season. Save on Milwaukee, Steel, and Lincoln Electric in-store or at northerntool.com.
If you're like most people, you've had your fair share of financial questions. Questions like, can I afford my son's travel hockey team? What if my daughter doesn't get that soccer scholarship? Will I be able to enjoy golf in retirement? At Empower, we know these questions can be stressful. We're here to help answer your what ifs and empower what's next. Join 18 million Americans and take control of your financial future. Start today at empower.com. Sponsored by Empower Personal Wealth.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning eternity band, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer, or maybe you're looking for that perfect engagement ring or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have the perfect gifts for the season, starting at around $300. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas, see the online seasonal gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. In the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
Hey folks, Steve Brent's here at beautiful Winans Creek Ranch in Bandera, inviting you to our holiday land sale event going on right now. It's the best time of the year to get an incredible deal on a gorgeous 10 to 15 acre luxury ranch home site here at Winans Creek. Take advantage of deep discounts and terrific bank and special below market seller financing. Plus, ask us about our closing cost bonus offer, saving you even more during our sale. Winans Creek features secluded private settings, spectacular 30-mile views, a gorgeous creekfront park, as well as paved roads, high-speed internet, electric, and more. Plus, Winans qualifies for low ag exempt taxes. The rush of the holidays will be here soon, but there's still time to get a great deal on your 10 to 15 acre luxury ranch home site you've always dreamed of. So come out and see me today at Winans Creek Ranch, and we'll help put together an incredible deal that will make your holidays bright. Give us a call at 866-952-6323 or go to WinansCreekRanch.com.
It's almost that time. Home for the holidays. Get your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year. Increase your chance of winning by also getting your friends entered socially. Make this holiday season the best ever. Just visit sasportstar.com and get signed up. One national winner could win up to $18,000 and pay their rent or mortgage in 2024. Official rules and sign up at sasportstar.com.
It's R&R here on San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, we got tickets to give away today. In about 15 minutes, you want to go see Sebastian Maniscalco hang around with us. He's coming to San Antonio on August the 11th. Man, you better set your appointment. It's Ain't It Right Tour. It Ain't Right Tour. He's one of the funniest stand-ups going. I've got tickets for that. We've also got, we still have Breaking Benjamin tickets. We gave those away.
Just Sebastian.
Just Sebastian. That's all we got today. So 15 minutes. Be right here. You don't seem too excited.
I'm excited. I was actually texting Nick, like, hey, man, put me a pair of socks.
I already did.
Yeah, right.
Sebastian Maniscalco.
Yeah, he did.
We're going to hear from Jerry Jones in about 30 minutes. He was on the Fan yesterday. He's loving his coach. He won't be on the carousel.
He told y'all he wanted him to be Tom Landry. Y'all didn't believe him.
Here he comes. It's a weird week.
McCarthy's in a groove, man. McCarthy's in his bag right now. You asked him yesterday, speaking of him, or you feel like you're in a rhythm. And he was like, yeah, that's a huge part of it. Because, again, I can hand you Andy Reid's playbook or Kyle Shanahan's playbook. If you don't have the timing and the feel down, it won't matter. It's a rhythm and the feel and what's the defense giving you and which side of the menu is that on. So, yeah, so he's finally in that rhythm, Rob. Clearly.
And you can just feel it. They're just moving.
Right.
And when do you think offense? I think the best offense in the NFL this year anyway, if it's not the Cowboys or the Chiefs because of whatever, Miami, man. And Mike McDaniel, he's an offensive wizard. We have to give credit
they're
where
Cowboys AFC.
Kinda.
They haven't really beat anybody. That's if that's a thing.
Yeah, you're right. But the way they do it, that team is just electric. And he kind of represents to me the next level, the next group of coaches.
For
McDaniel.
sure.
He is the generation that my generation just can't quite understand. The way he acts is like no other coach out there. And are you a Hard Knocks fan? Anybody watch
No.
They're doing the end season.
I don't
Hard
watch
Knocks.
the beginning, and I'm damn sure not watching the middle.
Yeah, this one's they've done
It's
it a
an
couple
in-season
years.
tournament.
Pretty much. I don't really understand it, but I'll tune into it because it's interesting. McDaniel.
You know what? I thought so bad, Rob. I was like, I'm so bad. When I saw the promos, I was like, oh, they're already telling us about next season.
Right.
No, this is an in-season Hard Knocks. I thought this was for next year. I'm an idiot.
He's talking about stealing players.
I would
Steer
say
players,
the
girls.
skeleton of the story is correct, but there's a couple important caveats. First of all, the perceived threat that I made to a player about was over the top a joke, considering both he and I knew that as a running back coach, I had no ability to say if he was there or not. It was more in jest. And then second of all, my wife was telling me that people are talking about me stealing people's girls. The dude had met her for 45 seconds. So like,
but you called dibs.
You called dibs.
I kind of did, but I mean, I feel like I was painted out to be kind of a D-bag. It wasn't like that at all. It was all niceties. We were celebrating as a team. I think Stephen Barkley, the player that was dancing with her, was well aware when I made that joke and jest that it was more important to me than it was to him. So, and I'm pretty sure I was
married,
right? I mean, I have a family now.
The dance moves won her over.
Clearly, it had nothing to do with anything. It wasn't my physical disposition. I promise you that.
Has this conversation ever been had about a coach and maybe Kingsbury had a little bit of run.
The lady he ends up marrying was dancing with one of the players, and he was like, "No, bro, that's me," and they end up married.
The world is different now.
Is it?
Tom Landry met his wife at a dance with the players. Lombardi was hanging out with his players and met his wife at a player party. Yes. John Madden was out dancing with his players and met his future wife at the club.
Yeah, it's a little different.
It is a brand new and a better world. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
But the thing is, McDaniels is these guys' age.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a different thing.
I saw that lacrosse, the National Ladies Lacrosse Championship team, their coach was 23.
Well, it's lacrosse.
Well, I'm just saying that the age of coaches, the idea of how you coach this generation, there's kind of a line out there that very few of the older coaches are able to step over. And the idea of how you coach the next generation, I think it lends itself to younger and younger coaches. And it's nothing new. That's
no. When you look across the league, I think it started really with Sean McVay.
Yes. Well, Kingsbury had a role in this too.
Kingsbury, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan's still fairly young, Matt LaFleur, Sirianni. These guys, it's a new day. The torch is being passed. Andy Reid's holding tight, McCarthy's holding tight.
But it's 20 years ago, waiting to take running backs' wives.
Bill Belichick, no,
running backs' girls. That would never have happened.
When you look at even D'Amico's not old.
No, he's right there.
These guys are, and we used to head coaches being
stoic and
4X and bellies.
Yes.
Like these dudes are all physically fit. They swaggy. They got muscles. They look young. They look youthful. They can relate to the players. Like look at McDaniels on the sideline. Shades, sweatpants pulled up, brand new kicks that are super exclusive. It's a different time for sure.
You see,
now when you start losing, that gets weird.
Well, there's that. And that's one of the things that every generation is going to deal with because eventually these coaches, they still get older. It's like the McConaughey and the high school girls. They stay the same. Yeah.
Or you talking about Kingsbury or McConaughey?
Well, both of them.
Oh.
I mean, in the role.
Damn.
What do I love about high school girls? I keep getting older and they stay the same. I mean, that's kind of like McDaniel. He's going to get older, but those guys are going to stay the same.
True.
And it gets harder. It gets harder to coach those guys when you're no longer of that generation. And you do have that belly.
Yeah, these coaches, like they're not like when they're burning the midnight oil, they're not getting 6 burgers. You know what I mean? I remember when Deion was at Jackson State and all these people were bringing them all this soul food. Deion's like, I'm not getting fat with y'all. Like, stop bringing me fried catfish. Like, I literally remember that video. So, like, Matt LaFleur, if he's at the facility at 3 a.m, it's weird, but he's having a salad.
Yes. Just something healthy. It's got quinoa in it. It doesn't have grease and fat.
It's different.
Put that back up on the screen that you just had up there. And this is a good transition because there are the coaches, We've seen the time for Pop to retire because of the age gap. I think Pop successfully jumped that line. I mean, the good coaches are still able to communicate. McCarthy's still getting along with his dudes. Andy Reid's still getting along with his dudes.
And Wemby wanted to play for Pop.
Yeah.
And we're doing everything that kid wants us to do right now. Like, he literally wanted to play for Pop.
You know, for some of the things that some of these young players have committed, they'd have been in Austin in a heartbeat before the game was over a couple of years ago. And, you know, Pop has, you know, kind of jumped that river. He's
Pop
in a different
is
place.
55 years older than Wemby.
So it's a difficult line to cross, and I love hearing young coaches kind of dig in there. You guys, you Texas fans, how you feeling this morning? Did you see the poll last night?
I'm sure a lot of people saw the poll last night.
They're quiet today. I'd like to. Can we throw a poll up?
I'll throw a poll up. Yeah, you don't even feel comfortable pressing that button, Edwin. Right. You don't feel comfortable, Paul. You don't feel comfortable. They're about to play a team that lost to South Alabama.
Still ranked.
Who?
Still ranked.
Oklahoma State, they're ranked 18th in the country.
They're about to play a team that lost to Central to 3. All right. They're about to play a team that lost to Iowa State. Anyway.
Are you going to make the playoff, Texas fan? Yes or no? What's your altitude?
They better go to church.
You better go
they
to
better
church.
take their ass to church. No, yeah, they better take their bus to church.
We'll be right back looking at the college football poll. It's R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's Thursday night football. The Cowboys welcome the Seahawks for a primetime tilt at 6 p.m.
Prescott with a quarterback option. Running to the right. Spilled into the end zone. Touchdown, Prescott.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Darius, look who just figured out how to find my Medicare plan options. Just typed in my zip code and boom.
This is not just a search tool. Look at you go, Mom. This is Walgreens making it easy to find a Medicare plan with low-cost copays. During open enrollment, use Walgreens Find RX coverage to help you find the right Medicare plan for you. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
Did the potato peels break the disposal again? Shower cold all of a sudden? Family in town and the toilet's clogged up? When things go wrong, call Woods to make it right. You'll receive the royal treatment. Celebrating 67 years in business, ask about our $67 drain cleaning special. Woods Comfort Systems for all your air conditioning, heating, and plumbing needs. License number 16934C RMP 15462.
You know, this summer was hot and it was dry, and you can only imagine what that Texas weather has done to your roof. Stevens Roofing is your family-owned local roofing company. Now that fall is here, it's time to call Stevens Roofing for a free roof inspection because you want to make sure your roof is ready for the season ahead. Schedule online at stevensroofing.net or give them a call at 210-785-0994. 210-785-0994.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Here we go.
Here comes the Sandman,
Ladies and gentlemen.
Adam Sandler.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The I Missed You Tour.
Should we clap along? I'm gonna play guitar a little bit for you.
Adam Sandler, live.
Take him away.
Frost Bank Center, December 7th.
All right, let's lose that. I hate it.
Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
Good morning, everybody. Jason Minix here from the Blitz coming up at 2 o'clock today. Longhorn fans, are you happy with what we saw in the rankings last night? We'll talk about the Longhorns and what they need to do this Saturday in the Big 12 championship game with Bob Ballou, who joined us at 4:15. Talk Cowboys with James Slater at 5 o'clock. Rudy, I'm with you, man. I'm a Longhorn fan. We're rooting for chaos this weekend.
You need more than chaos, Jason.
You're going to need utter devastation.
This is perfect timing.
Hit the poll.
Whoa.
If you, and I'm talking to.
I'm kidding.
Hey, you want to watch me make a poll? Go to your device. We are polling you. Is Texas going to make it?
Man, Rob, there's a possibility. The thing about it is, and I know Texas fan doesn't want to hear it. I get it. But, the last thing you did worth a damn was in September. And that's stupid. I get it, Texas fan. That's stupid. Like, you beat Alabama by double digits in Tuscaloosa. Like, nobody does that. Nobody. I don't care what the team is. Nobody goes into Tuscaloosa and beats them by double digits. But it was in September. And because you're in the crappy Big 12 this last season, you don't have another good win. There's not another good win on that schedule where I can say, damn, that was a good team they beat. Not one more. Not one more. And you lost to Red River. And this
so
week,
unfortunate.
when I look at let's go down the list of who's playing who this week. And this is how I know the committee be setting people up. Georgia's playing Alabama, top 10 team. Michigan is playing Iowa, who sucks. But guess what? They suck, but yet they're ranked ahead of Oklahoma State. Boom. Move down to 3. Washington, no need to even discuss it. They're playing a top 10 team in Oregon. Boom. Move down to Florida State. Playing a Louisville team that I don't know if Louisville's good. I doubt it. But guess what, Texas fan? Louisville's even ranked ahead of Oklahoma State. So if the team's ahead of you, everybody's playing an opponent that if they beat is a much better win than you beating Oklahoma State. It just is what it is. Now, myself and Paul Feinbaum, normally, Rob, I down the hill by myself. But guess what? I finally got somebody to come down the hill with me. As Paul Feinbaum said yesterday, over my dead body, will Alabama beat Georgia and they not put Alabama in the CFP? Now, every year that this has been in inception, the winner of the SEC has been in the CFP.
Every year.
Now, again, I really feel like we're not going to have to worry about this because I think Georgia probably beats Bama. But if Bama beats Georgia, Bama's in. I know, Rob. Go ahead and give it to me, Rob.
Okay.
Give me the real.
Okay.
Give me the real. They would come from the depths of hell.
I would agree with you if they'd have put them at 7.
So you said the same. My buddy, soon as this happened, my buddy texted me, Rob, and he said, "Where they put Bama at 8? I don't give a damn what you're talking about. You're dead wrong. They're not in."
I think if you ask me, is Bama, if they beat Georgia, are they one of the 4 best teams in the country? Absolutely, they are. They have they have but one flaw, and I'm not even counting Auburn as a flaw. Hell, that was a rivalry game. We know what the Iron Bowl's like. They have one flaw. They lost to Texas. But look at what they have done since. I have no problem. Even if they're close to Georgia, I still put them up there. And if there was another upset, you could argue, and you'd probably lose, that they're there. So SEC, it is set up to such, they told Saban, look, man,
you think
it ain't gonna happen. They put them at 8th. There's even with a win over Georgia. How do you displace the Pac-12? How do you can't? You can't.
Now I can't displace Washington or Oregon, Rob. But I can say Florida State, you don't have a quarterback.
See, here's the argument. And there's where Saban, that's the chink in the armor. If I'm Saban, if I'm Sarkisian, I am picking them apart at Florida State. I'm saying that quarterback couldn't even play for us. I didn't even offer him a scholarship, and you're going to send him to a title?
But see, this is the thing, man. How would you justify this past week with Alabama barely beating Auburn? You couldn't justify moving them ahead of Texas, who won by 50. Now, the one that's a head scratcher, if there's a head scratcher from last night, is having Ohio State at 6. But the committee says, well, Ohio State lost, but they lost to the second best team in the country. That's why we still have them ahead of Texas and Alabama.
And they're the only team sitting at home. They're
Ohio State's screwed.
They're screwed, but they're not going to fall. They're not going to fall. They're going to stay at 6.
They might get jumped.
Oh, they're going to get jumped.
They're going to get jumped by at least. It depends on Bama and Texas.
Texas is going to pants Oklahoma State and jump them, and Alabama's going to be competitive and jump them too. Ohio State is now no longer an entity. Are they a New Year's Six bowl? Yeah, they'll get a New Year's Six bowl. But are they? No, they know it. We know it. Day knows it.
See, this is the thing. Let's say this is what I don't want. If this 4 stays like it is, Florida State wins, Washington, Michigan, Georgia wins, and they say Florida State, we don't care, they're undefeated. That's an ACC. Georgia is going to dog walk Florida State.
They are gonna. It's gonna be
without
ugly.
Jordan Travis.
It's gonna be ugly. I don't care how you parse it, and I know it's about the kids, and they worked hard too. No. We've seen how many times have they justified bringing in that 4th, and that 4th just get dog walked.
A lot.
It seems every year the justified team, the team that, they get dog walked. Now, last year's a little different.
Right.
Because they knew the signs.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Rob, I think they have Oregon at almost a 9-point favorite over Washington. Which is weird.
So here's the thing. If you're a 9-point dog, and
Washington.
You win.
You speak. No. Oregon's a 9-point favorite.
That's what I'm saying. You're a 9-point dog at Washington. You're at 3. So if you're even close, according to what the poll has told us, what the committee is saying, they're a 9. So if they only lose by 6, is that a victory? Even though they're a higher ranked team.
Even if Washington, Rob, that's what we're talking about. Chaos. We talk about chaos, right? If I'm on the committee. And I'm trying to put myself in the committee shoes. If I'm on the committee, Washington loses a close game to Oregon, right? I'll move Oregon into the 4. I would still have Washington ahead of Texas and Ohio State. I would probably move Washington down to 5 and Oregon up to 3. If Oregon wins, I would still have Washington ahead of Texas. So, and if Oregon beats Washington, they're ahead of Texas.
Done.
So Texas is in a bad spot, as is Alabama. But again, I'm giving Alabama the benefit of the doubt because the SEC bias, because the SEC champion has been in the CFP playoff every single year, and because Georgia hasn't lost a game in 3 years. That is totally different than Texas beating Oklahoma State.
Well said.
It just is.
Split 50-50 is where we're sitting. What do you think of the college football rankings? The polls are going. And I like the fact that Texas fan, at least the morning ones, the ones that have an alarm and have been thinking, had their coffee and I'm feeling good about themselves, they understand the predicament they're in. Most people don't think Texas is going to make it. And I think that, it's sad. And I think you're New Year's Six worthy. And I would love to see a Texas versus the loser of Washington, Oregon. Wouldn't you love to see that football game? That would be a hell of a game.
Who?
The Texas take on the loser of Washington and Oregon.
I would like that.
That would be a hell of a football game. That'd be worthy, even though it wouldn't be a playoff game. It would be a worthy watch. It would be the 5th game. That would be the kind of poll or the kind of bowl that we all like to see when we could just put the teams together and match them. This is the last year we get to do it. This is it. Next year we ain't gonna be arguing whether
Texas, when you get screwed this year and they tell you you're not in, you just look at around the room and you say, this is why we're going to the SEC. So when we go 11-1, we get in.
Let's just do a what if, though. Let's say this is next year, and we are LSU sitting at 13, and we got Louisville at 14, and Arizona at 15.
If I'm LSU in the schedule that I went through, I'm screaming.
I'm upset.
I'm screaming that Oklahoma, who lost to Oklahoma State, is in. Screaming. I'm screaming that Penn State, who lost two games to, Michigan, Ohio State. But, if I'm LSU, I lost to who? Bama?
Hell, Iowa's 10-2.
Yeah, but that Big Ten schedule, Big Ten needs Oregon and USC to get over there.
So of those
because the
three,
Big Ten is trash.
The funny thing we're talking about here is Louisville in the ACC, Iowa in the Big Ten we're talking about, Arizona, another Pac-12 team that could have made the playoff.
But we talked about the Pac-12 taking over. Guess what? Guess who had the most teams in the top 25 when it was all said and done? Exactly. It was fun while it lasted.
Jerry talked yesterday on The Fan, and when he talks, we pick it apart. We're hearing from him next. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
The countdown to Christmas is on. Take a break at Twin Peaks and bring the crew for a holiday celebration. Need some last-minute gifts? Grab a Twin Peaks gift card in-store through December 24th and score a bonus card for yourself. Valid in January. Twin Peaks has you covered.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Lab-grown diamond wholesale prices have crashed. Huge factories in China and India have flooded the market with tens of millions of carats of lab-grown diamonds. They are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away for free with purchase. Many companies sell 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for a few $100s. But some jewelers are still selling lab diamonds for thousands of dollars. Pawn shops and jewelry stores have instruments that detect lab-grown diamonds in seconds. And just like CZs, they are very cheap to produce, and after purchase, they have no monetary value at all. America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our customers that wholesale prices would fall to almost nothing. Now they are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away, and wholesale prices continue to fall. America's Diamond only offers traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have real value. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. We recently settled a wrongful death case in a commercial vehicle accident for $5 million. Net to clients was $2.8 million. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember. 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
Don't go through another year with that awful joint pain. Call QC Kinetics right now and make 2024 the year you go back to living a normal life again. Hey, it's James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star. QC Kinetics can give you your life back. They're the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. These are all natural treatments that can repair and restore that damaged tissue, giving you pain-free movement again. QC Kinetics has tens of thousands of satisfied patients around the country. People who have had knee, back, shoulder pain, who are able to get lasting relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. If you have pain from an old injury or pain associated with arthritis, you need to check this out. The future of medicine is here with the regenerative treatments from QC Kinetics. Make the call now so you can get the most out of 2024. Get back to doing what you love, and don't forget, you can use your HSA and FSA funds. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
This is Jim Rome. Have a take, don't suck on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. KTFM Floresville.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cuban got a little bit richer as he sold majority stake to $3.5 million to Miriam Adelson, a casino tycoon. The Cowboys hosted free agent linebacker Shaq Leonard yesterday. Left the facility without a deal. He'll visit the Eagles later today. And Coach Traylor's name came up again as he reportedly did his second interview with the Houston Cougars.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 100% satisfaction guarantee.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left hand slam. I want some rest.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
It's R&R in the morning, a Wednesday edition. It is the hump day as we start to look forward. Cowboys get busy tomorrow night. How old is that?
Joe does it. Like, if you want to hear Joe go crazy, he does it for like 30 hours on a 4-hour show.
So if you do hump day, do you also get to do what's up? Do you
he hump days all day. This guy has become pretty funny on the Blitz. So yeah, Joe's gonna hump. I'm surprised he hasn't lost his voice. Like, he hump days all day today. So if you want to hear Joe say hump day all damn day.
Hump day.
See, that ain't Joe. Joe's isn't that good.
Doesn't sound nearly as good.
No, it's not as good as that.
Hey, we got some good stuff coming your direction at 8:30. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Fighting Texas Aggies, will join us as we talk Mike Elko, and he's starting his reshaping of this Aggie coaching staff. He lost his OC yesterday as Bobby Petrino went back to his motherland, at least one of them, in Arkansas. Last seen with a sweet. Last time we saw Petrino there in Fayetteville, he had a neck brace and a face scrape and tried to explain a co-ed car accident. But that's water under the bridge, right?
took him back?
Oh, yeah, baby. You can call a play.
SEC, man. All that matters is winning football games. I would love for him to do a candid interview on his year with Jimbo.
Oh, man. Don't you know it was just awful? That's the last time we saw Bobby Petrino
with a neck brace
and a scraped up face trying to explain why there was a co-ed involved in all this. But we'll get to that in a bit. Jerry, it's midweek form. He joined the Fan for his regular Tuesday, though everything's kind of sped up as the Cowboys have a nice Thursday night kickoff that you can catch live right here on San Antonio Sports Star. We'll be live out at a wonderful new pizza joint, Perry's, out at the Rim tomorrow in celebration and preparation for the Cowboy game. Yingling's going to be there. Jerry talked yesterday about his team. We have Mike McCarthy on every week. Every Friday morning, at 6:45, he joins us. You ask him about it. I mean, it's tough being the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, it just is. There's a lot of stuff that comes at you. You're the most prevalent team in the world. Nobody gets coverage more than the Cowboys. It is hard being a coach, and he has had to adjust. But right now, I would say that Mike McCarthy is in a lane the likes of which he has not been in since he's been a Cowboy. Things are smooth, baby.
I mean, you got to think, when you think about the World Series, right? The World Series, 5 million.
Oh yeah,
5 million. There was 5 million people in Dallas, Fort Worth, and Arlington that watched the Cowboys. Like MLB and NBA would give their right arm for 44 million on a regular season game.
And 44 million people watched Mike McCarthy put on an offensive show. It took a while for them to get the cork out of the bottle, but in the second half, things went nuts. And McCarthy, deserves every bit of credit that Jerry's given him. Jerry talked about his head coach yesterday.
Yes, I would. Now, he's had some outstanding consistency in his career, even in light of the fact that he's had injuries to make adjustments with, that he had to alter what he was doing because of the nuances of the different injuries. That makes it that much more impressive. But I can definitively say this is the best I've seen him play. I think that I would give Mike McCarthy a lot of credit here, because what they've done is really installed. Mike has done a great job of coaching how important it is that they get the fundamentals down of what we're trying to do offensively, what we're trying to do, believe in it, keep working on it, it'll come. And they've stayed consistent with the changes and what he's trying to do offensively. That's paying off. That's what's working out there, is what they've been working on. And that goes for the receivers, routes. That frankly goes for technique in the offensive line. And that goes for the play caller. Mike's very quick to tell you, if you're going to call, you got to install. So Mike's doing the installing, and he's out there with it. And he's got a great feel for what he's going to do. When I, for instance, sit down with him before a game, you sit there and he'll show you his first 15 plays, first 20 plays. So he's scripted out and knows how he wants to start the game.
We've asked McCarthy about scripted plays before, and he doesn't like to talk about that. Jerry just outed him a little bit.
Jerry's always outing his coaches, always. Now, when Jason Minnick's, Rob, speaking of Dak, since Jerry Jones, because he's got to pay Dak here soon, is giving Mike McCarthy credit for Dak. Now, it's one thing for Jason Minnick's or Ryan or me to give, or Edwin to give Dak Prescott praise. But when somebody that's played in that offense and won a Super Bowl in Dak's new offense praises him, it hits a little bit different, and I got to take a step back. Listen to what your best friend Aaron Rodgers said about Dak.
I just love that he's really playing the position. What I mean by that
what does that mean?
I'm watching him make Ringo calls. So that's protection adjustments against these crazy looks and picking things up. I'm watching him, bring the tight end back in against the zero pressure and throw an old concept we used to run for a touchdown to CeeDee Lamb in the back end zone. I'm watching him use his cadence beautifully and get into this rhythmic, here we go, into like using it as a dummy sometimes, doing it twice, into like other cadences. I mean, the last 4 or 5 weeks I've gotten to see more of their games, and I just want to say, like, he's playing a position in a really impressive way. And for whatever reason, maybe because he's the Cowboys quarterback and it's one of those premier positions in sports, like I feel like the Green Bay quarterback has been for a long time, and some other, positions in various sports, he might take a little more than he deserves, or maybe it's deserving of the position, I guess. But I love the way he's playing, and I love the way he's playing, like really playing. I'm not talking about just like, making good throws. I'm talking about like, it seems more rare the guys are actually really playing the position where you're making adjustments. You're handling everything line of scrimmage. Now you're doing this crazy cadence stuff. Like, I love it. And I just want to shout out Dak for like really impressing me. Multiple times.
Here we go.
They clap too. I didn't even know they clapped.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, that's McAfee. That was Aaron for his weekly paid appearance on Pat McAfee.
Let me tell you something. I heard Cam Newton talking about this too. He says Dak cadence. He says, I love Dak's cadence. Like, everybody loves Dak's cadence. Like, I didn't even
like, I didn't know that was a thing.
Right.
Right.
Like, hey, what's your cadence like, bro? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know that QBs walk around like, yo, man, your cadence can't mess with my cadence. Cam says he had the best cadence of all time, but whatever. But again, it's one thing to hear little short dude, Jason Minix, go on and on about Dak Prescott. It's a whole other thing to hear a guy that's played, only because, again, Aaron, when Dak gets to the line of scrimmage and Aaron's sitting at home doing his rehab, and he's like, I know what that is. I know what he's doing. I know what he sees. I know why he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. When he gets that look, it's impressive. Because again, like Aaron said, the thing I liked most about what Aaron said, he was like, I'm not talking about making throws. I'm talking about playing the position and understanding what to go to and playing with the cadence. And I like being in the woods. Every now and then I like going off into the woods. I'm an entertainment guy, but I love when these guys pull the curtain back and let us know what it's really, really like and what is really going on out there. That's high praise from a guy that won a Super Bowl in that offense.
Rudy, has there been another notable quarterback give Dak any praise like that before?
No, only thing that I've seen the notable quarterbacks do is not trash him, right? Like, because they're the fraternity,
right?
So they're like, hey, man, no, he's under a lot of pressure, blah, blah, blah. But nobody's ever done that. Not Aaron Rodgers' stature. But again, he knows what he's seeing because he knows that offense like the back of his hand. So he's like, wow. So that tells me Aaron's sitting there watching and being like, he might not spin it like I do, but he's playing that offense like I played that offense, and I'm highly impressed.
Game knows game. That's the highest compliment.
A fisherman recognizes a fisherman from afar.
That I'm quite frankly shocked.
Because Aaron don't like anybody.
No, Aaron doesn't give praise to anybody.
No.
It's unless he's talking about himself.
Well, see, even then, he had to throw himself in there. Like, well, the Green Bay quarterbacks has to deal with that pressure.
Which,
no, what did you just say? What?
Okay.
Like, dude, you couldn't just go this whole little 2-minute clip without throwing yourself in there, right?
Worthy praise. I can. When I heard that, I was literally shocked, and it's worthwhile. I mean, he earned it.
Good stuff.
And I know that Dak. I hope he takes the sense of pride that I take the sense of pride.
Now, I can take that from Aaron. Micah, you're not sitting at home getting to watch football.
Aaron's got time.
Aaron's got time. Like, I understand Aaron being like, hey, I'm watching a lot more football this year. So I get it, Aaron, but Aaron is sitting around watching football and he's like, let me see what my old offense look like. Let me see what my old girl look like. He's like, oh, damn, she found her somebody worthy.
We're going to talk with Andrew Monaco about the Texas Aggie hire, Mike Elko. The transfer portal is going to be closely watched over the next couple of weeks or days, I think. There's already a coach left. Petrino, the OC last year, is joining the Arkansas program. Monaco is going to join us in about 15 minutes as we look at the program, as now it's time to start those steps forward. Notre Dame is on the clock, August the 31st.
What?
Elko got to get busy. Notre Dame is coming to College Station in August.
Well, damn, do y'all play Georgia too?
I'm telling you, the baptism of fire. You get Notre Dame and Texas and Bama your first year, Mike.
Ooh.
Congratulations. That's what you wanted, Mr. Elko. Andrew Monaco will join us. We'll talk about that. Big changes in the NBA. I don't know how this is going to ripple, but Mark Cuban has sold a significant stake of his Dallas Mavericks to a Las Vegas casino owner billionaire. What does that mean to the league? And how the hell do we figure out this season tournament? I can't. In fact,
Billy Donovan
needed explanation at the end of a game. What the hell's going on around here? We'll try to get you straight.
That was the funniest thing I've seen in a couple of weeks. Billy Donovan walking down there like, say, bro, we about to fight. What are you doing? It's the fourth quarter. You're up 30. Why are you hack-a-drumming?
If
I'm
you're
about to kick
curious,
your ass.
we're going to tell you what happened last night. Next, hey, we got polls floating around. Texas fan, Big 12 fan, you're going to have a representative there in the Final Four. We need your vote there. We're talking NFL. We're talking college football. But next, it's NBA. Let's look forward to Gumbo's Hot. This is R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. How you feeling this morning? I hope you woke up and got busy with no pain involved. You know, if that's you, keep it to yourself. But if you're like the rest of us and had to get up and take something to kind of dull the pain, maybe put on a very comfortable, if not fashionable pair of shoes just because your feet are hurting, or maybe you just can't even get out of bed because you hurt your back. There's a fix there. It's called a Rosti. They're all around San Antonio, these are Rosti providers, with one job in mind, and that's to get you out of pain. And I'm talking about all kinds of different pain, from muscle and strains and sprains, certainly work well, lower back injuries, frozen shoulders, bad hips, plantar fasciitis, and many other issues that you think you're just going to have to live with. A Rosti can fix in a remarkably short amount of time. Things you need to know: they accept most insurances, and you never need a referral to go. So go ahead and call them right now. 1-800-404-6050. That's all you need. They'll take care of the rest. If you want to find one provider close to you, go to Rosti.com. They got a map of all the providers. They're adding new ones every day. And I bet there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are now. Listen, these guys are highly trained medical professionals that attain an Rosti certification. It's not something you just start with. You have to get there. It's like a master's, a PhD level pain management thing. It works. Trust me. 1-800-404-6050. Call them today. I know they're going to get you fixed. And when they do, I want you to thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, what is Jeff Traylor going to do now that he is a top candidate at the University of Houston?
Well, he had a home run interview, apparently. We'll get the latest on Traylor. How about the Longhorns as they get ready for the Big 12 championship game? Are you happy with the rankings from last night? We'll discuss with Bob Ballou at 4:15 and talk Cowboys with James Slater at 5.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Big games, big concerts, big events. Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Any city, any event. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, and events from San Antonio to Las Vegas. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
As the weather gets colder, the NFL offers Stay Hot on FanDuel. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be 21 plus in President State where lawful to wager. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager only $5 pregame money line wager required. First online real money wager only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700. Visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas, 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Help is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE WFNY in New York.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because mulch. We're cutting prices on hand and power tools, heaters, and pressure washers this holiday season. Save in store or at northerntool.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. Coming up later on the Blitz, including, the playoff rankings. They were out last night. Are you happy with those? We'll talk to Bob Ballou from KI Sports in Austin at 4:15. Jane Slater at 5 o'clock. How about Shaq Leonard? Is he coming to the Cowboys? She'll have the latest for us. And Jeff Traylor. What's he going to do? Is he headed to Houston? All of that and a lot more. Rob, I appreciate the oatmeal, buddy. Brown sugar and maple, but how about some strawberry? Maybe a little blueberry? How about some chocolate chip?
That's a man who hasn't had oatmeal since he was 6.
Who has chocolate? They make chocolate chip oatmeal?
No. And if they do,
I think
why
he
would
makes
you
his
do
own.
it?
He makes his own. You just put a little chocolate chips in there.
But if you're going to go with the chocolate chips, you might as well go all in.
You might as well eat a taco.
You're right. What are you doing? If you're eating oatmeal, it's like a prescriptive drug. You're taking oatmeal because the doctor says, you'll poop better.
Yeah, and it's filling.
And it's fiber. That's what
you're
it
getting
is.
Your fiber. You're not eating a taco.
Get you moving. And if you're going to add chocolate chips, just go have a taco, man. Why? You're not doing yourself any good. Just like R&R, we're not doing you any good, but it tastes pretty good, right?
Right.
We're glad you're here today. We got Andrew Monaco is just around the corner. We're going to look at Mike Elko's first couple of days.
I would have been like, why didn't y'all hire Traylor? Talk to me, Monaco.
What happened? He'll be here in just a minute. The news broke yesterday afternoon that Mark Cuban has sold a significant share of his Dallas Mavericks to the Adelson family of Las Vegas. They're part of the Sands Corp. They own half of Vegas. He's a billionaire.
And this is a small percentage of their wealth.
Yeah.
This 3.5 they gave Mark isn't even.
It's like 3 days profit from the casinos. Seriously.
Seriously.
But there's a couple things here. First of all, brilliant. He paid $285 and just turned it for $3.5. Well done for a 21-year investment.
Crazy.
But what do you think of the Vegas angle here? I know that there's going to be a team in Vegas. We assume it's going to be a new franchise. But is there a possibility that Dallas ends up getting the new franchise?
Cuban would never do that to them.
I'm trying
to figure.
Cuban
would never do that to Dallas.
Unless he gets to buy in on a brand new franchise and start this thing all over again. I can't imagine that happening, but I'm trying to find the angle here. Why did Cuban sell part of the franchise? I asked the question about Jordan, and I felt like it was going to be an F1 buy, but that hadn't happened. But that's 2 franchises in the NBA that have been sold in the last year. That's a lot for this neighborhood.
Which one did I miss?
The Carolina. Jordan's sold.
Oh, Charlotte. That's right.
Most of the. That's a lot for a year. And keep in mind, after COVID, the Spurs had to sell a fair amount of the team to the Austin types.
No.
I don't think there's no financial problems, but when I see one particular
No, not
street
financial. I just don't see the Mavericks try. I don't see Cuban angling to get to Vegas.
But
is what I'm saying.
on a deeper line, on a well-established neighborhood, and suddenly 3 houses in that neighborhood go up for sale when none of them have been for sale for 15 years, you start wondering what's going on.
Right.
And I don't know what it is. And I'm not trying to pretend like I do, but there's something going on.
I don't know. I saw Cuban on All the Smoke.
Oh, yeah.
With Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. And he was talking a lot about healthcare and big pharma. So I don't know if that's his angle. Like, look, I'm about to cash out and go all in. I'm done with what is that? Shark Tank. I'm still going to be doing day-to-day operations for the Mavericks, but I'm more focused on.
Yeah. And the good news
maybe
is,
that's it. Like, I needed some capital to do something else.
And they don't want to have anything to do with it, quite frankly. They just want to count the money. They've let him stay as the governor of the franchise.
They don't want anything to do with it. They just want to make money.
Count the money. Just show me the checks. And that's all it feels like Mo Green running the Vegas thing. Something goes south, Cuban's going to get shot in the eye.
So
but now, he's good.
So when they sell you is that in payments, or they have to give you that all up front?
Oh, that's cash you writing me a check, brother.
You're 3-5?
Yes. I'm selling you. No, it ain't no payment.
So no. Oh, so this isn't a payment plan.
No, that is $3.5 billion that will be deposited in my account the moment we assume and we change the letterhead. There ain't no. That's why you go get loans. They ain't a payment plan.
Yeah,
you ain't laying away the Mavericks. This ain't rent to own.
I'm just thinking about because I know my bank sometimes a measly $1,500. They're like, we're gonna hold it a day. How long does a bank hold 3.5? How long? Does a bank? Well, I guess considering it's coming from the Adelson family, and see, it's there.
Go to the ATM next business day.
Yeah,
Hell,
you know what I mean.
I'm trying to own them. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, me too. I want because again, I cannot believe, bringing it all full circle, that the NBA of all places is the last to get to Vegas.
Right.
I promise you, I thought they'd been first. They got beat by the WNBA. They got beat by hockey. They got beat by football, and then most recently baseball beat them there. Like what is? And it's been hush hush. Like and I know behind closed doors there is a mad scramble and yelling and screaming and fighting and people calling Adam Silver and telling him you owe me this and I hate being in the city I'm in. I'm not making any money. I don't give a damn about these fans. I deserve to be able to move to Vegas. I know there's a big fight behind closed doors as to who's going to be the NBA team in Vegas.
LeBron waiting out there.
I know
Michael
LeBron
got a bunch of money in his pocket too.
You think Mike said, "Hey, buy Charlotte to get to Vegas"?
You
his
just
favorite
wonder
city?
if there's so little talk. You feel like they're holding this back for one of their favorite sons. Like if we're going to go to Vegas, let's let LeBron carry his tradition on into ownership, so we can keep riding that train for another 30 years. You know, that it's curious for sure. Before we have Monaco, he's just a couple of minutes away. Can't wait to talk to him. The in-season tournament, the early part is done. The pool play is complete. And to get out of the pool, not only did you have to win your games, but you had to have a positive point differential. That also goes into who gets to go. Last night we saw a good example. Sacramento playing Golden State. Sacramento has to win by what, 12?
Well, Sacramento could either win or lose by 11.
Lose by 11. They're down by 23.
Yeah.
The run comes, they come back, get 11, they end up winning the game. So the tournament worked. We had a game that got important because of that.
Look,
on the other side of the coin, though, we had Boston and the Bulls go at it last night, and this is where it didn't work. The score is 111-79. The Bulls have been pants. The game is long over, and now that the Celtics have employed a hack method.
Drummond.
Which is, not the first time that Andre's been fouled. Billy Donovan gets mad. Like, dude, you're up
30.
You're up 30. What are you fouling my dude for? And they had to literally have a conversation on the sidelines. Missoula, like, I've got to beat you by 23.
And they ended up beating them by 27. And Billy walked away. But the point of this whole thing is, Rob, and again, the NBA did its job as far as getting the players to give a damn before Christmas because the fans don't. So let's try to give the fans a reason to give a damn. So it worked in that sense. But again, if you don't care, you don't care.
Say that again. I think this needs to be on the masthead. They made the players care because the fans don't.
Right. Like, hey, I have to figure out a way to make y'all play right now because I know y'all don't play as hard as you want to right now because nobody gives a damn about the NBA till Christmas. So it's kind of like you and your Aggie theory. Like, okay, yeah, we know, but should we just not try?
Right.
Like what you and I talked about a week and a half ago, where you're like, Rudy, we can't just sit around and not try. The NBA can't just sit around and say, all right, I know nobody watches till Christmas. Yeah. Who gives a damn? No, they tried to do something. Again, most people don't care. And I'll tell you why most people don't care. The coach don't even know the rules. Billy Donovan don't even know the rules. The players didn't know the rules. I forget which team it was. Joel Embiid takes a three at the end of the game that they had already won. Boom, he makes it. The team that he's playing against gets all pissed off. They're running like, what do you do? You disrespect the game. And Joel Embiid's like, if you read the rules, you would know that point differential matters. So you have players that are getting mad because they don't know the rules. You have coaches getting mad because they don't know the rules. So it was a mess.
Now the next part will start making sense. Winners advance. Point differential don't matter. Now we're in bracket play.
Lakers are 1 seed on their side. Milwaukee playing the Knicks on theirs. Lakers playing Phoenix. Pelicans playing the Kings. And the Pacers playing Boston.
All trying to get to Vegas. We'll try to figure out what happens to those teams that didn't make it. How do they fill those games that they could have been playing next time we talk NBA? Coming up next, we got some important business to attend to with Andrew Monaco. He's the voice of the Fighting Texas Aggies. You can catch him live here every week, and not only on the coaches' shows, but calling the Cowboys, the Aggies basketball and football games. He's coming next. We're looking at Elko. Then at 9, Matt Tynan, a beat writer with the San Antonio Spurs, will join us. We're going to look at the mentality of this team as they continue to work and try to get a victory after it's been about a month since we saw that. So hang around. We're going to do some fun stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Aggies, Monaco is next. We're talking Elko here on R&R. It's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
golfcluboftexas.com. That's right. That's where you can get the best rates in town for some fantastic golf. Trying to get out there myself this Sunday. Got to get the permission slip signed. But again, I'm always trying to get out there. I missed last week because of Thanksgiving. I can't miss 2 weeks in a row. Don't forget, Golf Club of Texas is your football headquarters. And guess who's playing this Thursday? That's right, your Dallas Cowboys. And you can watch it all out there at Golf Club of Texas. And they're not going to leave or turn off those lights on you until that game ends. And then you got Texas and Oklahoma State coming up for Saturday football. And then you got Sunday football, YouTube, Red Zone, the NFL package, the entire works. There's much, much more than just your average golf course. We're talking about weddings. We're talking about live music. We're talking about events. We're talking about brunches. They have it all out there at Golf Club of Texas, plus the beautiful, lovely, the sexy 10-cup bar with some of the best views in Texas with TV surrounding that bar. Check it all out yourself at golfcluboftexas.com. That's the Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's Thursday night football. The Cowboys welcome the Seahawks for a primetime tilt at 6 p.m.
Prescott with a quarterback option, running to the right, spilled into the end zone, touchdown Prescott.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because mulch. We're cutting prices on your favorite brands this holiday season. Save on Milwaukee, Steel, and Lincoln Electric in-store or at northerntool.com.
This December, Total Wine & More has super exciting ways to get some of your favorites at the lowest prices possible. These deals are so amazing, we should probably just call it Deal-cember. Casamigos Reposado 750 ml is $44.99. Grey Goose 1.75 liter is only $39.99. High Noon Hard Seltzer Game Day 12-pack is only $19.99. And La Marca Prosecco is $9.97. It's Deal-cember at Total Wine & More, where you'll find what you love and love what you find. Only at your Total Wine & More.
Limit 2. Prices effective now through December 3rd. Drink responsibly. Be 21.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the UFC fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Celebrating 10 years in business, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Get a great deal on select Kubota equipment, the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S. The versatile lineup is built to help you make the most of your land. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, plus save up to $800 on qualifying implements. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Hey folks, Steve Brent's here at beautiful Winans Creek Ranch in Bandera, inviting you to our holiday land sale event going on right now. It's the best time of the year to get an incredible deal on a gorgeous 10 to 15 acre luxury ranch home site here at Winans Creek. Take advantage of deep discounts and terrific bank and special below market seller financing. Plus, ask us about our closing cost bonus offer, saving you even more during our sale. Winans Creek features secluded private settings, spectacular 30-mile views, a gorgeous creekfront park, as well as paved roads, high-speed internet, electric, and more. Plus, Winans qualifies for low ag exempt taxes. The rush of the holidays will be here soon, but there's still time to get a great deal on your 10 to 15 acre luxury ranch home site you've always dreamed of. So come out and see me today at Winans Creek Ranch, and we'll help put together an incredible deal that will make your holidays bright. Give us a call at 866-952-6323 or go to WinansCreekRanch.com.
Jason Minix here for Underdog Fantasy. The website, underdogfantasy.com, or download their easy-to-use mobile app. And with the NBA season here, no better, easier, funner way to get in on the action than with Underdog Fantasy and their Pick'em game, where you pick between 2 and 5 players and select whether you think they will be higher or lower than their predicted stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It is a fantasy game, but you can win real cash money, and it is legal in Texas and certainly a ton of fun to play. Go to underdogfantasy.com or download their app. Sign up, use my promo code STAR, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Plus, new customers will have a mystery special pick live in their Pick'em lobby. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR at underdogfantasy.com.
It's almost that time. Home for the holidays. Get your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year. Increase your chance of winning by also getting your friends entered socially. Make this holiday season the best ever. Just visit sasportstar.com and get signed up. One national winner could win up to $18,000 and pay their rent or mortgage in 2024. Official rules and sign up at sasportstar.com. R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Top of the morning to all.
It's R&R in the morning here on San Antonio Sports Star. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. We got some polls to attend to. Hey, Texas fan, you think you're getting in? Let us know. Hit the device and vote rapidly. And while you're there, like us and subscribe and do all the things you're supposed to do. It is time to talk Texas Aggie football. Mike Elko is in town. We saw the plane land. We saw the presser. Andrew Monaco was there, moderated. Great job as always. Andrew Monaco, welcome on the show, man. It's good to talk to you today.
Good morning, guys. Howdy.
You're in South Carolina this morning, right?
We're in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Oh, Virginia.
The Aggies in Virginia. Little ACC, SEC challenge.
You going to walk the lawn? Have you been to Virginia, University of Virginia before?
I have, but I've been in the old building, man. Remember, I went to Maryland, so we were still in the ACC then. And Virginia was usually the last game that we played, football, basketball. That was the rival because of the state line. And, yeah, you absolutely have to. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous.
Yeah, those Virginia types are a little proud of their university. I hope you Terps took care of them when you were there.
Every time.
Good.
Every time, yeah.
Andrew, it's just us here.
Everybody goes scrambling for the history books to see if I'm lying or not, but my memory says that we won every single time.
Of course.
Yeah. We'll Google it, Andrew. Andrew, there's just us here, so you don't worry about the answer. I mean, I need you to answer
no
this.
one listening, right?
Yeah, I need you to answer honestly, because Rob said something the past couple of days, and I was like, is Texas A&M a basketball school, not a football school? And now I know the diehards that are paying Jimbo $100 million to go away don't want to hear it, Andrew. But truthfully, is this a basketball school now?
Not yet. And no, it'll always be a football school. I got
Okay.
a shot at that. And let's not forget, it's a baseball school also.
True.
But what Buzz Williams has done here by embracing the university, by these last couple of years, these teams have embraced the Reed Rowdies and the 12th man by going and sawing them off in the stands, by Anderson Garcia going into Hullabaloo and picking up a horn and playing that. They've embraced it, and that's why it's a different atmosphere now at Reed Arena. No, look, it's always going. Where else are you going to get 103,000 against 5-4 A&M and 5-4 Mississippi State? Right. That's the beauty of Kyle Field and that. But no, what has been building here for Texas A&M basketball has been an absolute joy to watch. I love the way the players and the staff have embraced the 12th man and how the 12th man's embraced this team right back.
A top 15 team of Virginia. It's going to be a good game tonight. All right, we got to see Coach Elko arrive, and we're not going to look. Yeah. I mean, the search was weird. The weekend was strange. I mean, what happened with the Stoops thing is going to be stuff of legend. When we finally find out how all that came to play and how it all got put out, there's going to be very interesting to learn. But here we sit. Elko's here. We saw Petrino sign with Arkansas yesterday, so we have some exodus there. So I have two questions, Andrew. First and foremost, what is Elko's position on current staff members? And I saw that he's bringing in the strength and conditioning. How many guys are going to be hanging around with him arriving?
Elijah Robinson, he called a priority. Now, I don't know what role that's going to be because he and DJ Durkin are co-defensive coordinators. I don't know if Elijah becomes the DC, but that's a priority for a number of different reasons. And as we talked, Elijah being interim is huge because the right now is keeping play and an early signing period that's coming. I don't know if Marcus Braswell stays, the running backs. I don't think a lot of them stay.
Really?
I really don't. And as you see, Steve Adazio is no longer the line coach. Damian Craig, who's been with Jimbo Fisher. Look, he was the quarterback when Jimbo was at Auburn. So, you always have those things tied together. And Petrino going back to Arkansas, which Arkansas was not happy at the time. They knew all about Bobby Petrino. So when he came to Texas A&M, they weren't happy. So now, look, Sam Pittman gets another year. He's got to bring in someone because that offense was terrible.
Feels Jimbo-esque, doesn't it?
It really does. And Sam's a good guy, but he made the wrong hire last year in Dan Enos, and he had to make a change midstream and really ruined KJ Jefferson, who was the strength of that team. So, no, there's going to be a lot of change. And now Mike Elko and what Ross Bjork, the director of athletics, talked about. Here's the pool of money. This is what this is what we're going to spend or what we have to spend. And now this is Mike Elko's team. But there's going to be a couple that I think he will keep, but I don't think it's going to be a lot, Rob.
Is Durkin gone for sure?
This will be a step. I'm not sure. And he has such a reputation that there may be an offer for him somewhere. It's the old, hey, DJ's got the job at Texas A&M. We can't get him. And then when coaches become available, they say, hey, we'd like to bring him on. Now, DJ's done a great job in year 2 as opposed to year 1, and these players really play for him. And again, Elijah has a lot to do with that, the enthusiasm that they both have. But let's not forget, Mike Elko recruited a lot of the guys, a lot of the upperclassmen on here. So it will be interesting whether he does, because there's a lot of talent on that defensive side of the ball.
Now, if this is their guy, Andrew, this is truly their guy, this is who they wanted, why not just let him pick his staff? Why are they handpicking some of his staff and then getting rid of some? Why not just let him pick his own staff?
You're talking about Mike Elko?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Elijah was always going to be a part of this,
no matter what.
And because, well, it was suggested to every head coach and that they talked with that Elijah be that, to use that word, priority.
Suggested.
You have to understand one of the reasons why. And look, the head coach can do whatever he wants. Mike Elko worked with Elijah Robinson.
True.
Okay? But Elijah, he's almost been poached 2 times from Texas A&M. And Jimbo Fisher both times said, we're keeping Elijah Robinson. It's a combination of an elite recruiter and an elite coach. And I'm going to say this. I think the job is even better this year for Elijah, not because of the interim, because he lost Terry Price, who had the defensive ends. And that was big. And Elijah kept that group together. And it really is an elite defensive line. It's the reason why the defense has had so much success. But all the coaches, and you guys know this, coaches know who the talented position coaches are. And they know about Elijah Robinson. And I don't think I'm speaking out of turn here. I think James Franklin wanted him to go back to Penn State. And again, that's
his alma mater.
That's why that's why his title changed at Texas A&M as well. But no, you don't let a guy like that go. And now look at this. If he leaves, how many players leave? Because he's not there. That's what also makes it strong. So it is in the coach's best interest to keep him. But Mike is very familiar. Elijah was his D-line coach when Mike was the defensive coordinator here.
That's Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Fighting Texas Aggies. You can catch all of his stuff right here: football, basketball, and all the coaches' shows. You catch them. Will the Aggies, will Bjork and the powers that be ever have a head coach that takes over not only the head coaching job but also runs either the offense or the defense? I mean, we're talking about Elijah and we're talking about Durkin, and that's Elko's specialty. I mean, he kind of felt like, defense would be under that. As part of the interview process was, look, we need somebody to come in and be the captain of all things and not focus on one thing and, let somebody else handle the other. Is that one of the things that Elko was tasked with?
CEO, as well as now in this day and age of college football, you've got to oversee your entire department. You talk about football ops. You've got to oversee, okay, who are you going to bring in that will focus on the transfer portal? Who's going to recruit? Who's going to be part of recruiting? Look, you've got to recruit your own every single day now with the transfer portal. You have to do that. It's a combination of CEO, but I think those days of the coach also being one of the coordinators, I'm not sure you do that any longer, especially at bigger programs. I think it is more. Look, we talked about this last year. Was Jimbo going to become more of a CEO, so to speak? I think that's it. The organization that he will have within this football program to oversee all of that. And look, it has changed. The coaching position has changed in that you've got to oversee a lot of different departments. I think it's a lot closer to the way the NFL is than the way the old NCAA was.
Andrew, how close or how serious were the interview with Coach Traylor, or were there just A&M doing their due diligence and talking with everybody possible?
Yeah, due diligence. I want to say there's a couple of dozen that they talked with. This was not a targeted search, as every single coaching search, if you want to call that coaching change. Go back to Jackie Sherrill. It was Bum Bright who told A&M, go get Bo Schembechler. And Bo was going to come until the last moment. And then when he backed out, Bum Bright said, go get Jackie Sherrill from Pitt. So then you go past that, RC's on the staff, he gets elevated. After that, everything's a targeted search. They didn't do that. Fran, Sherman, Sumlin, Jimbo were all targeted. This one wasn't targeted. Was he on the radar? Absolutely. But they were going to make sure. And you guys know how fluid this is. And of course, Jeff Traylor was looked at and talked with him. That wasn't the old, hey, it's just a courtesy. If he was the right fit for Texas A&M, he would be here. That's not to say he can't be the right fit sometime later.
At Houston.
Elko's just the better fit right now. That's when you have success. This is with any coaching staff. When you have success, you get your assistant coaches poached and you have your head coach looking. This is not a job. There's not another job for Mike Elko out there. If that makes this is a destination job. That's the way Texas A&M is. That's why we can't understand Lane Kiffin. He's been at destination jobs and left them. So you never know what
Good point.
what the ultimate
Andrew,
goal is.
I have a question. As
You're doing due diligence, and you have agents that say, hey, my client is interested, but you also have guys saying, I'm going to say that I'm interested in A&M, so I get a better deal at my school. You have to sift through all those kind of parameters.
Andrew, answer a question for me. What was the deciding factor for Elko? I mean, at the end of the day, we knew him. We know his defensive prowess. We know, and I know that the crew was polling high school coaches, the search firm. All the due diligence was done. But given who they spoke with, they all felt like essentially the same type of guy. But Elko had some in-house relationships. Apart from that, what was the separator for him in your view?
Fits Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Seriously. That's the thing. See, that's to me, it's a national job. Everyone talking about, I get it's a Texas job. I totally understand that. And you have to have that relationship with the Texas high school coaches. Have to have it. This is a national job. You don't just recruit. Mike's a Northeast guy, right? He's been at Notre Dame. That's a national job. Duke, he knows that area. But give Jimbo Fisher a lot of credit here as well. I mean, there's a lot of detractors. I get it. The program's in better shape because of how Mike Elko and DJ Durkin and Elijah Robinson recruited, how Damian Craig recruited the wide receivers who are here. The program's in better shape, not just facilities, but also talent. But Jimbo also knew the South from coaching at LSU, Auburn, and Florida State, and that's what you called the South. He knew the state of Florida. Elijah Robinson, it's no mistake that Fadil Diggs is from Camden, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. He's a great player from there. He got McKinley Jackson out of Mississippi. It's the combination. Yes, you have to win Texas, but you've got to be national and even international with a couple of players when it comes to that.
Aussies.
You've got to fit. You have to get Texas A&M. It's got to be a fit. You can't come in and try to change that culture. When I say culture, the A&M culture. And it's got to be someone who embraces not just your program, but the entire school. And if you remember, Mike said there's going to be selfless service on this team. You'll see them more in the community. He gets it. He's really not an outsider. This is the thing that has stayed with me from the announcement on Monday. Congratulating the family, welcoming them back. And Mike's wife, Michelle, says, we're home. That's the biggest thing, I think. That I really do. We're home.
We're joined by Andrew Monaco. I get it. I get what you just said. And you said a lot, Andrew, but I get it on the whole. You have to be able to recruit national. But the great state of Texas is always going to be most important for this region.
Correct.
Now, how does he develop those relationships and keep those kids that from that best recruiting class of all time here?
But you know what? By being honest.
Okay.
I think the honesty and being genuine. It's one reason why I love the move of Elijah as interim. It's funny because every time people hear players coach, they think country club, right?
Right.
Not the case. You've got to be honest and you got to be truthful. And when you're truthful, can you receive the truth? It's not always saying the truth. You as a player, can you receive the truth? And if you can't, there's a transfer portal. You're allowed to go. Are you kidding? Again, when you transfer, are you running away from something or are you running to something?
Well said.
Are you going to be someone else's problem? Be honest. Look, Mike said it was unlike any other time that he met a new team. And I'm not talking just Duke, anytime he's been there. But when he met with the team before the introduction, he said, I had 50 hugs. A lot of these guys know him and want to play for him. You know, I am a big believer in what do former players say. And when Buddy Johnson said, look, I'm going to petition the NCAA and I'm going to come back for my COVID year, I thought that said a lot. And if you notice, it's not just the defensive players who have come out and talked about Mike Elko. I think that's what reaches across. You have to reach across both of those practice fields. You've got to connect. It was his defense, but that wasn't all Mike Elko was. You've got to be honest with recruits and with current players and tell them, look, do I want to go to the NFL? Yes, you can go. Everybody's like, oh, a coach will always tell a player to stay. Not if you're honest and you built that relationship that starts in the living room. It doesn't start when they come on campus.
Right.
It starts with what you say in the living room. So when you do that, let's say Edgerrin Cooper, right? If he wants to go to the NFL, well, guess what? Elijah Robinson's going to say, you're ready, go. We'd love to have you, but it's time for you to go. Or he might say, you know what, one more year would do well. Then it becomes Edge's thought. It's not always, hey, you got to stay and be selfish that way. They'll do what's best. And then you also look in the mirror and say, hey, have you done everything to make yourself the best player? If you have, great. If you only that player can look in the mirror and answer that question honestly. Not a coach, not a teammate, only that player. And that's where I think Mike's honesty with the players, I think, resonates because they understand that it's not about, oh, I've got the third best defense in the country. It's about, can you make the best player? Look, he's undefeated right now. Everything's great, right?
Yeah. And Notre Dame's coming.
Yeah, but and you know what, Rob? They are. But now he gets to play Notre Dame, not with Duke's talent. He gets to do that with Texas A&M.
Very astute, yes.
At the end of August, you know what I mean? And it's also intriguing, isn't it? He used to be at Notre Dame. So
it worked out.
It's an intriguing first game of the season.
Now, Andrew, the next game, the bowl game, is Elijah going to coach him?
He's interim.
Yes, Elijah will be the coach. And that was decided from day one. Whoever the new coach was, Elijah was going to have the bowl game.
Any word on where that might be?
We're hearing Texas Bowl, but my understanding is tomorrow the Texas Bowl gets together with their committee, and I believe they start talking with ESPN. So I'm going to guess that in that pool of 6 that the Aggies will be in, Music City, Duke's Mayo, Liberty, trying to think, ReliaQuest in Tampa, and I think I'm blanking on one of the others. Then they start. See, here's the thing: we can kind of say where we want to go, but they don't have to. They'll consider it, but they don't have to do it. It's the conference that will then pick and tell you when it comes to that selection after the CFP is all done and they start doing all the bowls on Sunday.
Keeping in mind the reason the bowl isn't that important, it's the practice that goes into the bowl that Elko is really concerned about. And if you're going to not have to go anywhere, you might as well just go to Houston. Be an easy drive.
And you get to recruit there also, Rob.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can bring the recruits there. You can meet the new staff. Now, I could be wrong here. I think Mike gets to observe. I do not know if I don't believe he gets to coach. I think he can observe everything, but he's not allowed to coach. But I could be wrong. I need to check on that. But obviously familiar, and he walks back familiar, but he also walks back into the new facilities, but knowing a lot of these players. But I think that will help, because can you keep guys out of the portal? The early signing period, can you keep this class together, which is going to be a very good class? And then if there's anybody on the fence who may not sign in December, can you get them for February? Houston is going to be very key for Texas A&M, as it has been in the past.
Hey, catch the Aggies tonight. They're taking on Virginia. It's the ACC-SEC battle. We'll have it right here. Andrew, been an interesting week. We're glad we live in interesting times. Can't wait to talk to you again. Have a good, safe travels. Good call tonight.
Always good talking with you both. Thanks for having me.
That is Andrew Monaco, the voice of your fight in Texas. We'll reflect, but we got Matt Tynan coming. We're looking at the Spurs next, because that's what we do at 9 o'clock. Matt Tynan on the beat and seen them practice. So we're going to talk attitude and altitude as they get ready to break the streak tomorrow night. Spurs talk next. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you've got some big jobs on your property to tackle this year, you might just need to get yourself a tractor, but not just any tractor. It's got to be dependable, rugged, built to stand the tough terrain, and one name stands way above the rest, and that's Kubota. John Ewald has geared up no matter what the season. If you need a tractor, the Kubota LX gives you everything you need, plus it's comfortable. During the summer hours, I got the air conditioner. During the winter hours, you got the heated cab, and it has a large, and I mean large, open station platform. You have to stop in for a demo. The salesman or service crew at any of their 11 locations will be happy to help you out. Don't forget, we all know it's that time of year. Mowing it's a year-round commitment. You need the power of the Kubota Zero Turn. Let the mower do the work. It's got speed, agility, and it's all about quality and performance. Just go see the gang at Ewald Kubota or visit ewaldkubota.com for more information. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill countries of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Check out the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
If you're San Antonio, there are benefits that come along with it. I will cut you the front of the line. We're going to hike the return.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
My name is Nodge. I'm gonna rap you a tune. I work at a place called Quarter Moon.
It's not that kind of rap. Folks, all of us at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC invite you to donate to Rappin' with Jack. If you'd like to donate a new toy or needed item, simply give it to any of our Quarter Moon trucks or vans you see around town, or stop by our office. For directions, visit quartermoonplumbing.com, 210-651-5899. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number M16004, DACLA 000743458.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. In the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
With tens of thousands of satisfied patients across America, it's no surprise QC Kinetics gets 5-star reviews.
I'm feeling on top of the world because of QC Kinetics.
I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do for a long time.
I can recommend them highly.
I would recommend QC to anybody.
QC Kinetics has changed my life.
I couldn't believe it. I honestly was skeptical, but the pain went from a 10 to a 0.
Real people with real lasting relief from joint pain.
QC Kinetics Regenerative Medicine is regenerating me.
It was super successful, and I recommend everyone seek out QC Kinetics as an alternative to surgery.
This non-surgical approach is definitely the future.
I tell as many people as possible. I am an ambassador. I love QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine. No drugs, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
Sebastian Maniscalco.
My wife and I went to go see Hamilton on Broadway.
It Ain't Right Tour 2024.
Oh my God, it is amazing. We saw it. Oh, it changed me it changed me. Now, as soon as I hear that, I'm like, I ain't gonna like this.
Sebastian Maniscalco, live on stage in San Antonio, Frost Bank Center, August 11th. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. For more, visit SebastianLive.com.
On your ride to work, check out Rob Thompson and Rudy J. They're R&R in the morning. KTFM Floresville and at SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Mark Cuban got a little bit richer yesterday, selling $3.5 billion worth of the Mavericks to Miriam Adelson of the Casino Tycoon. Also, the Cowboys hosted free agent linebacker Shaq Leonard yesterday. He's going to visit Philly today and make his decision a little bit later on. But now, talking Spurs, Matthew Tynan, Spurs beat writer. Silver and black time, baby.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up. So wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the top with the left hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
It's R&R in the morning, a hump day edition, as Joe Reinagle is apt to say. We're glad you're here with us. We got an hour of fun headed your way, and aren't you glad you got here when you did? We're talking Spurs, one of our favorites. Matt Tynan, he writes with Corporate Knowledge. He's a certified and well-known hoops writer around the country and stationed right here in San Antonio following the Spurs. Matt, welcome aboard, man. Good to talk to you again.
Yeah, guys, it's been a while. Good to hear your voices. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we know you beat writers sleep in. You're up late. We get it. I've got
a little bit.
Yeah, I'm looking at an article that you wrote last week. on corporate knowledge. And the lead of it is we should have expected where we are today. That, given all the precursors, we didn't put the puzzle pieces together till too late. And then we realized, oh my goodness, all that we had hoped is coming, but there have been some things that we should have put more relevance to. Is that a best way we can sum up where we sit after 12 losses?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is. Look, I even fell into the trap after they won the lottery, after they drafted Wembanyama. Like, the majority of the stuff I wrote was, look, patience is important here. This is going to take a while. This is still the youngest team in the league. He's a 19-year-old kid coming in from a low-level French league. He's never played against this kind of Victor Wembanyama, of course, I'm talking about. He's never played against this type of athleticism. The schemes defensively in the NBA, the size, all of that stuff. At a certain point, as you're trying to mix this stuff in, you have a Jeremy Sohan at point guard experiment that Pop labeled an experiment and sort of announced it right at the start of the season. Like, we should have seen this stuff coming, but then Victor comes out during the preseason and kind of lights the world on fire. I mean, even Sean Elliott, before their very first preseason game on the broadcast, was telling us, just sit back, wait, be patient. It's going to take a minute. And then he comes out and goes crazy in the preseason, goes crazy right off the bat in the regular season. And I fell into the trap. I was like, well, hell, maybe I was wrong. maybe this kid does have it immediately. But we're seeing where all the experiments and all the inexperience with this team has led, especially against really good competition, a heavy national television schedule. They don't schedule bad opponents when you're on national TV. So it's just sort of like I wrote, I think it's just a bad brew for this young team right now.
Again, like, I did it. It happened to me too, Matthew. I've been trying to figure out at what point did I jump in the water without a life vest on. I don't remember exactly when it was, but it was somewhere around that time. But did you see 12? 30? We didn't see this, though. Like, okay, yeah, we were supposed to take our time, but 12 losses in a row? Did we see this coming? Did we think it would get this bad when we're talking about be patient?
I think you're right. Like, we can say we should have seen this coming. I don't know if we should have seen 12 losses in a row coming. I don't know if we should have seen this type of record, like worst in the league or almost worst in the league, right off the bat. No, I don't. I think that there is. I can preach about this whole idea of being patient, but I can totally understand why Spurs fans are frustrated right now, because this has been a little bit rougher than even the most pessimistic would have expected.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
We're talking with Matthew Tynan. Make sure you're following him on the Twitters, on the X. It's Matthew_Tynan. Great article up at Corporate Knowledge. Make sure you're following him if you're a Spurs fan. And because you're around him so much, I have so many questions about what's going on the day-to-day operation. I don't care who you are. I don't care how many games you've played. Losing 13 games in a row, it's really hard to get up in the morning and go to work. What's the attitude around with these guys on the daily? Are they just taking it for what it is, or is it starting to wear on them? Are you seeing them a little, dark under the eyes and slump shoulders as you get them when you start losing like this?
You see it after games more than you do it like practices. The frustration is clearly there. Like, these guys are competitors. They want to win games, but when they get some sleep, get back in the gym the next day, every day of practice sort of feels the same as it did the day before.
Is that a good thing, Matthew? Is that a good thing? I mean,
I was about to say, like, even it feels the same as it did even at the start of the season. Maybe a little bit tired of answering some of the same questions, but they seem fine. Like, and I think that's a big, where one of the elements that Greg Popovich brings to the table is setting a perspective every day, and the players, despite being 50 years younger than him, they all follow in line with him. They all trust him. They all buy into what he's saying. So you see good attitudes. You don't see a bunch of slumped shoulders. Like, you see these guys coming in and working. I haven't seen it. I've noticed it more after games, but on the day-to-day, like when they, the NBA, the best thing about the NBA, as they say, is there's a game the next day or a game 2 days later, except in this case where they have 3 full days off, which Greg Popovich was not happy about. He wants them to keep playing because they need to. But in general, they seem fine, man. They seem like they have perspective. And I hate to bring this up, but like a lot of these guys have practiced losing a whole bunch of games in a row. If you look back to last
True
season.
that.
So they kind of get how this works right now, even though they sure as hell want to correct it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, you talked to Zach. Now, you talked to Zach. I saw you tweeting about Zach and him saying, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to keep shooting." What's worse, the fact that Zach's shooting 27.1% or that Wemby shooting only 27.5% from 3?
Well, I would say right now, Zach shooting 27% is worse because Wemby, this is not something that's unusual with him. Like when he came, even last year in France, he was shooting about this in this range, maybe a little bit higher, around 30%. But we knew coming in that his jumper needed work, needed more consistency. Zach, on the other hand, who hit better than 37% on 183 three-point attempts last season, dropping all the way to 27%. And he's expected to be this floor spacer. That is one of the reasons he earned his contract. His defense is passing and his shooting. And so to have him missing this many open looks, because by the way, teams are starting to just leave him open. Yep. And if that's going to be the case, that's going to be killer for the offense.
Wemby, for everybody.
Pay more attention to Wemby, everybody. So yeah, right now, Zach's inability to, he had a few games ago where he hit a bunch of threes, but other than that, it's been really bad. He's got to get it back online because if he's hitting his threes, it makes a massive difference for the offense. His role is to space the floor and play the high-low two-man game with Wemby. And if he's not a threat from the outside, it's problematic for everybody else.
I know that you're not privy to see the coaching, but what's going on in the practices. But is Pop coaching his stars the way that he used to coach his stars? I saw a quote from DeMar DeRozan just yesterday, and he was talking about his time with Derek White. He said, when I was here, Pop was all over Derek White. He rode him. He worked him hard, but he knew he saw something, and he made him a great NBA player, made him valuable. Is he doing that with Keldon? Is he whipping around Devin? Is he jumping on Victor? Because he has a history of like, these are the guys that I think are great, and I'm going to make you great. He did it with Tim. He did it with Manu. Has he changed his attitude with these next generation of young players?
Well, like you said, like we don't get to see the practices, unfortunately. I wish we could. But, Pop himself has said that he's had to find a new balance. Like there's a difference when you have a team that you're hoping to compete for a playoff run, or let alone a title. You're going to coach differently. He's said himself that he's tried to find a balance between getting on these guys and not being too hard on them because of their age. And like say, Sohan's case, he's playing a totally new position. So there has to be like a baked in level of patience there. But no, he is not coaching his stars the same way he used to. Even Tony Parker has called him soft. Obviously in a joking way, but Tony Parker can call Pop soft regardless of who else it is, because nobody got coached harder than Tony Parker.
And you see the outcome. Pop. You saw the benefit of being coached that way. All three of them, including Tim, are in the Hall of Fame. And when I hear him say, I got to adjust, well, we know what has worked. And I know everybody has fragile egos when you show up at 19, 20, 21, but these guys made it through. I want to go back to a quote that you tweeted out yesterday. You asked Wemby about his confidence in spite of the losing streak. He said, when I see a purpose every day, whether it be the players or the staff, everybody comes with a purpose, comes to do good work. Everybody knows where we're going. His attitude is good, right? He understands the process.
I mean, he seems sort of wise beyond his 19 years. It's been like this every day with him. And like I said, he's like the other guys. After games, he looks really frustrated, and then you see him in the gym yesterday, and he's just level. He's laughing at some jokes. He seems to be comfortable where he is. Seems to be comfortable with where the team is going, despite the frustrations. But we even saw this like before the draft. We saw a bunch of interviews with him. He just seems to have this unbelievable perspective on life in general for someone his age. But he's also incredibly competitive, and he's very, very, very goal driven. So you know that this stuff has to be frustrating him, but I don't see any signs that he's like upset with anybody or he's putting blame on anybody. Everyone is sort of equally struggling here as a team. It's not like one person has been awesome offensively. I mean, you just talked about Wemby's shooting percentages, and they are pretty rough. So everyone's sort of playing a role in this. And I think they're I don't want to say commiserating because that would be a negative outlook on this stuff, but they seem to be fine. They seem to be gelling with one another. And Wemby, you can tell he's been coached how to handle the media.
Mm-hmm.
Like he knows exactly how to talk to the media and indirectly, obviously through the media to the fans on the outside. And it's sort of easy to like that guy.
What were y'all thinking, Matthew, as the media? I haven't talked to you, and I can't go without asking you. What were y'all thinking when Pop grabbed the mic? It said
I was wondering if.
I mean, how can we not talk about this? And he grabs the mic, says, "Stop booing." What are y'all looking at each other, looking around, and saying to each other? And how did the players take it?
I was in a state of shock for like several minutes. It took me. It took me, I feel like, at least 5 seconds to realize what was happening. Like I heard a voice sort of booming in the arena. I was like, is Popovich on the mic right now? Wait, what's he saying? He's telling people not to boo? Never seen anything like it. There were like 2 or 3 minutes left in the half. The Spurs actually went on a run after he did it. I didn't even remember what happened at the end of that half, just because I was trying to process what I just heard, what I just saw, the fans booing even louder after he said it. I've never seen anything like it. There was a lot going on.
Did any of the players mention anything just on the side, off the record, like, holy crap, did y'all see Coach? Did they even mention anything?
Yeah, I mean, they did a little bit.
Yeah.
They just said, that's just Pop. That's
what I said, Matt.
I don't have any problem with
that's
it.
exactly what I said, man. I was like, man, this is what he's been for forever. Real quick, Devin Vassell, how is he accepted coming off the bench? Or is this ease him back in because he was coming off the injury thing? But if it's just him coming off the bench, how is he accepted? Because I actually like him, man. I think it's some nice pop coming off the bench.
Oh yeah, I think that this is just managing his minutes.
Okay.
They want to be really careful with the soft tissue stuff, especially with Devin.
Yeah.
He's been in and out, I feel like, over the last year plus. So yeah, right now they're just Pop said it last game. I believe it was last game. He said, yeah, we're preserving his minutes right now. So he'll be back in the starting lineup at some point. That group really needs his scoring punch. I mean, you could use scoring punch anywhere on this roster, no matter if it's starting or bench. So, but that starting unit, in order to get off to good starts, like he's got to be on the floor. He's obviously their most efficient scorer. He's their biggest threat from the perimeter right now. So he'll be back in the starting lineup soon, maybe even Thursday. Not sure. They haven't clarified that yet, but he'll be back there sooner or later.
Matthew Tynan joining us here on R&R. Catches stuff all over the place. He's got a great article right now up on Corporate Knowledge. Follow him on Twitter at Matthew_Tynan. We had a poll up earlier. We were talking about Brian Wright as a general manager, just kind of looking at the roster as it's put together and the things that he's done over the years that he's been around over the last several. We have 60% of our poll says that he has not done a very good job as far as acquiring talent. Now that is just kind of a piecemeal thing.
Fans
but
are.
Give me your perspective of Wright and this roster as it is currently situated.
Well, I think that there was always this element of they needed to find a guy, right? Like they've been drafting in not the best positions. They were kind of in that purgatory for a while, where they're not winning titles or competing for titles, and they're not bad enough to be at the top of the draft. You know, if you look at the guys that are on the roster, they've developed pretty well based on where they were drafted. I mean, Keldon Johnson was 29th overall. Devin Vassell was 12th or 11th. He slowly kind of came along, especially once Derek White and DeJounte Murray were shipped out and he actually got opportunities to play. Jeremy's coming along. He's a lot better. He's a much better player than he appears right now because he's playing a position he's never played before. But the whole idea was to draft and develop guys that can help whenever the guy comes to town. And now here is Wemby. And the Spurs have a whole bunch of draft picks that they can ship out if they'd like to, that they can use if they want to build the roster. You now have the centerpiece that you can actually build around. So I think, I understand why fans are, I guess, a little bit frustrated, 60% of them at least. But I think from here on out is where you really need to start judging Brian Wright and what he's able to do with the roster construction, because you have your guy now. Right. And you have to be able to put the right types of players around him. You have to utilize the picks and the assets that you have in the most efficient way possible. So I don't know. I would say that from here on out is when he really needs to start being judged.
I agree with that.
Here we go.
I agree with that, Matt.
Matt Tynan, as always, a pleasure. Thanks for all the knowledge. Matthew Tynan joining us. Make sure you're following him on Twitter, Matthew_Tynan. Check out the article on corporate knowledge right now. It talks about the losing streak, how we got here, and the general attitude. Great stuff, Matthew. Thanks for stopping by and setting that alarm for us.
I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
He got practice to go make. Spurs get busy again tomorrow night as they try
DeJounte Murray comes back home.
Break the streak. The young dude's taking on the OG young dude as the Hawks come to town. Hey, coming back, we got a lot of football to talk about. The CFP has given us what they believe should be the Final Four as we head into championship weekend. And we hear from Jerry Jones talking about his Cowboys and in praise of Mike McCarthy. Coming up, college football, followed by Dallas Cowboys. Hold on, it's coming your way. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. As I go through a weight loss journey, and you will go through as you stay on long-term programs, plateaus. You're going to hit levels where you no longer lose weight for a couple, 3-4 days, or even longer than that. But the effort continues as you're chasing health more than you are weight. And that's a very difficult thing to transition to for someone who came off being overweight beyond belief. I walked into the Institute for Functional Health with Dr. Torres about 6.5 years ago, weighing nearly 300 pounds. Right now, I'm about 238 on a Tuesday, maybe a little bit higher on that on Monday. But getting through the weight loss and staying healthy are two very different things. And that's why the Institute has been so successful with me and so many others. It is a long-term program. It's a functional health program that is augmented by weight loss. And once you understand what a healthy lifestyle is, above and beyond just the caloric intake, then a lifestyle takes hold and a diet goes away. That's why Dr. Torres has been so successful. His methods are based in science, but he takes into account our lifestyles, things that we have done, and all the things that got us to where we are, overweight and tired of it. And then you go to work. 6.5 years later, I still go see Dr. Torres. I am still healthier today than I was yesterday. Can you say that? If you have resolved that it is finally time to go lose some weight, whether a doctor is telling you have to, or you're just tired of adding on to those belt loops, it's time. Call Dr. Torres today, the 210-468 $18.91. The website is iffhealth.com. Do your diligence. Go there. Great questions are asked. Take a couple of the functional health quizzes. It will open your eyes. But at the end of the day, when it's time to lose weight, nobody has worked better with me. No one has helped me any further than Dr. Torres. Like I said, I've lost almost 70 pounds. Call Dr. Torres today. Get yourself on a program that you can live with for a long time. Join the IFF, become a member, and I'll tell you what, I know you're going to be thanking me later.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's Thursday night football. The Cowboys welcome the Seahawks for a primetime tilt at 6 p.m.
Prescott with a quarterback option, running to the right, spilled into the end zone, touchdown Prescott.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
With Black Friday savings all month long at the Home Depot, you get all the jingle bells and whistles you could wish for with LG appliances. With America's most reliable line of appliances per independent consumer study, you can take holiday doing to holiday done and always be ready to handle last-minute holiday guests. Final days to save up to $900 on select laundry sets, including top brands like LG, with Black Friday savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Ends November 29th.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
For over 17 years, the award-winning legal team at George Salinas Injury Lawyers has been representing personal injury victims all across Texas. Have you been injured in an accident? George Salinas is ready to represent you with free consultations, 24/7 availability, and no attorney fees unless we win. George Salinas Injury Lawyers will help you get the results you need so you can focus on recovery. If you've been injured, one call could change your entire case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers, 210-225-0909, or visit georgesalinas.com.
George gets justice.
I have lots of fragrance lovers on my list, and Ulta Beauty has all I need to add joy to their holiday season. Shop your favorite fragrances from YSL, Carolina Herrera, Valentino, and Ariana Grande's new exclusive Cloud Pink scent. Plus, with a fragrance purchase of $70 or more, get a plush robe or throw, valued at $70, while supplies last. Shop the gifts that bring joy to everyone on your list this holiday season, especially you. Ulta Beauty, the possibilities are beautiful.
With Black Friday savings all month long at the Home Depot, you get all the jingle bells and whistles you could wish for with LG appliances. With America's most reliable line of appliances per independent consumer study, you can take holiday doing to holiday done and always be ready to handle last-minute holiday guests. Final days to save up to $900 on select laundry sets, including top brands like LG, with Black Friday savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Ends November 29th.
Hey folks, Steve Brent's here at beautiful Winans Creek Ranch in Bandera, inviting you to our holiday land sale event going on right now. It's the best time of the year to get an incredible deal on a gorgeous 10 to 15 acre luxury ranch home site here at Winans Creek. Take advantage of deep discounts and terrific bank and special below market seller financing. Plus, ask us about our closing cost bonus offer, saving you even more during our sale. Winans Creek features secluded private settings, spectacular 30-mile views, a gorgeous creekfront park, as well as paved roads, high-speed internet, electric, and more. Plus, Winans qualifies for low ag exempt taxes. The rush of the holidays will be here soon, but there's still time to get a great deal on your 10 to 15 acre luxury ranch home site you've always dreamed of. So come out and see me today at Winans Creek Ranch, and we'll help put together an incredible deal that will make your holidays bright. Give us a call at 866-952-6323 or go to WinansCreekRanch.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Good morning, everybody. Jason Minix here from the Blitz coming up at 2 o'clock today. Longhorn fans, are you happy with what we saw in the rankings last night? We'll talk about the Longhorns and what they need to do this Saturday in the Big 12 championship game with Bob Ballou, who joins us at 4:15. Talk Cowboys with James Slater at 5 o'clock. Rudy, I'm with you, man. I'm a Longhorn fan. We're rooting for chaos this weekend.
Yeah, you need a little bit of chaos, Jason, and a little bit of Jesus.
You're going to need World War III. What we talking about?
Jehovah, Allah.
It's all coming to an end this weekend. And by the way, Jason Minix beat me in fantasy football this weekend, and his team is terrible.
I've heard him talking about how bad his team
And
is.
he beat. I just
Beat
saw
you
it.
like he stole something?
No, he squeaked through. I'm not like my team's any good either, but I've been kind of hanging around the middle, high middles. I might make the playoff, and everything goes right. I might actually win some money, but he didn't help me at all this week.
That sucks.
Roll over and die for us. I want to thank Matt Tynan for stopping by. If you missed anything that we do live, you can go to sasportstar.com. We call it the Audio Vault, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. It's really your podcast headquarters. You can go there. You can listen. You can play the games. We want you to go to SA Sports Star on the regular. Make sure that's just part of your regular viewing day. And if you are watching us on any of the devices, our YouTube feed, make sure you're subscribed. And you can like us every day. We do like that kind of stuff. We get graded on it. So that's just part of our business now. The Cowboys play tomorrow night. It feels
weird.
It feels like it's been a long time since they played, but it doesn't feel like it's time for them to play again.
Yeah, Clarence said as much. Like, hey, man, what, feels like his Thanksgiving was a month ago.
And we're going to get to the Cowboys. Jerry spoke on the fan yesterday in praise of his coach and his quarterback, too.
Aaron Rodgers likes his quarterback, too.
Yeah, man, we're going to.
A lot.
This will make you feel good, all you Dak lovers, because you don't get praise from his cohorts very often. But first, man, oh, man, did the college football poll really kind of roll out yesterday afternoon and inviting all kinds of fights. And when they put this thing together, this is what they want. This is the plan, right?
Do I think they sit in a room and say, hey, we have to figure out some way to get people talking? I would hope not. I would hope they're in there just trying to pick the best 4 teams. I hope they're not in there like saying, hey, let's see how we can go viral. Leave that to us over here at the San Antonio Sports Star to figure out how to go viral. But, you never know. Sometimes these 13 men and women come out and speak, but they're speaking in code. They don't really tell you exactly how they feel, exactly what. And then it's a lot of contradicting themselves when you listen to someone. Because on one hand, you're like, hey, man, Florida State, that's a tough road win. That's tough. It's tough to win in Florida. But you didn't say the same thing about Alabama going to Auburn. And you stuck Alabama all the way down there at number 8 and leading my buddies who listened to the show yesterday to text me, yeah, Rudy, Alabama, they got stuck at 8. There's no way they get in. But my main man, Mr. SEC, agrees with me.
Over my dead body. That's not happening. I am not going to allow it, Dan. I'll stand outside that door in Grapevine, Texas, and demand it. And I'm not saying that because I live and work in the SEC. But what I do know is that the SEC is the best conference. In the AP poll yesterday, I think 5 of the top 11 teams are from the SEC. And you're going to tell me that Florida State, without its best player, which struggled against a 7-loss Florida team Saturday, deserves to be in, should be in over Alabama or Georgia? That is preposterous. And I don't want to say they need to blow up the playoff because they already did, and we're having 12 next year. But it would be patently absurd.
Paul Feinbaum, noted SEC apologist and broadcaster.
I got someone down the hill with me. I normally die by myself. So I got Paul next to me, so I'm going to say it again. If Alabama gets lucky, and I mean super lucky, and lightning strikes, and they beat Georgia, both of them are in.
They should be in. I will agree with you there.
But go ahead and slam me.
But
there's no way
getting in. It is
even if they beat Georgia, Rob.
If the committee would have come out and put them at 6 and Texas 7 and Ohio State at 8, then I'd go, you know what? You got a puncher's chance. You got an Andrew Ruiz kind of opportunity. You land a punch, something weird happens. You might fall ass backwards into this, but you're going to have to handle your business. Even if Bama rolled. It's not going to happen. They would have to beat Georgia by 3 touchdowns. Just to launch from 8 to 4 when at least 3 teams in front of you will have won.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do they keep Georgia in if Georgia loses?
Yes. Georgia is in no matter what.
So Bama can't get in from beating them.
No.
So this will be the first time in college football playoff history that the winner of the SEC, if Bama won, would not be in the playoff. That's what you're telling me.
I'm telling you.
You're telling me that.
Because even though it happened, we still look at Georgia and go, they haven't lost in 3 years.
They haven't. What's a more look, Texas fans, since we're talking about Texas, Jason Minnick started this. Okay, Texas went into Tuscaloosa, won by 10 on September 9th, October, November, December, 3 months ago. 3 months ago, they went into Alabama and won a big game. Since then, they beat no one. And the one team that they played that was worth a damn, they lost. Since Alabama lost to Texas, they've beaten Ole Miss, they've beaten LSU, and they've beaten the sorry Tennessee team. I will admit Tennessee's sorry. But according to these people that make these decisions, Tennessee is still the 21st ranked team. Now, if they beat Georgia, that will be 4 teams
in
the top 25 that they have beaten. And you're going to tell me the only team on here, that would be the only team on this list that have beaten 4 top 25 teams, and you're not putting them in? Y'all are crazy.
It ain't about the 4 best. It's just the 4 with the best argument. I mean, that's all it is. Because you cannot tell me, even today, I would even argue
before the Georgia win.
But if Florida State was fully functional, they had their Heisman-worthy candidate quarterback still playing, I would still tell you Georgia's better. I would still believe it.
Bama or Georgia?
I mean, Bama is better than Florida's. Yes, I would still tell you this. Alabama is, as we sit, one of the 4 best teams in the country. I'll go to my grave believing that, but they ain't making it. The committee told them, they came out of the meeting and said, there's only about 5-6
When you
teams.
put them at 8, look, when my buddy texted me, I had seen it, but when my buddy texted me and said, hey, man, they're at 8, I was like, oh, this going to be, look, sometimes, you remember in Batman when Bruce Wayne had to jump up out the cave and it was an impossible jump? They're going to have to make a Bruce Wayne. Yeah, they have to make a Bruce Wayne-like jump, but it's possible. 4 wins over top 25 teams and the first team in 3 years to beat Georgia, and you're not putting them in the 4, and that would be insane.
So
I refuse to believe it.
So what would have to happen? So we'd have to see Georgia, and Bama would have to pants Georgia.
They'd have to beat
them. Florida State would have to lose to Louisville.
Not necessarily.
I think they might have to.
Not necessarily.
Okay. Even if Florida State wins, then how do you knock either Oregon, Heath, Alabama? How does that happen when the 2 teams that are ranked higher than them are playing each other?
I just look them in the face and tell them Bama's better.
Because it's easier to tell Dan Lanning that than it is Nick Saban. I'm telling the great Satan that is Saban, you ain't coming. Hey, we're going to continue talking college football in just a few minutes, as it appears Jeff Traylor is headed toward interview number 3 and maybe a new gig in Houston. But first, we're talking with Jerry Jones. He was on the Fan yesterday. He talked about his quarterback and his team getting ready for the Seahawks. You want to hear it. You don't hear praise like this very often for a quarterback from another quarterback. That's next. This is R&R, and you are on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Federal criminal cases are much more complex than state cases. The court process is different. You have to have a lawyer with experience in federal law to navigate through it. If you have been accused of a federal crime or being investigated for one of the most important decisions you'll have to make is who will represent you in the process. The LaHood Norton Law Group has decades of experience dealing with federal investigations, federal trials, and achieving outstanding results for our clients. The sooner you contact our team, the sooner we can help. Call us at 210-797-7700.
Tease the season at Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the Callaway Paradigm Woods, forged carbon for unparalleled distance and forgiveness. Now up to $100 off. And from Bushnell, the new Tour B6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. There's always gift cards in any amount for the special golfer you're shopping for. Edwin Watts Golf Shops is home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at worldwidegolf.com.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
I'm Dr. Stork. Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious farm fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties. Classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective. A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because mulch. We're cutting prices on power tools, automotive jacks and stands, and portable inverter generators this holiday season. Save in store or at northerntool.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Lab-grown diamond wholesale prices have crashed. Huge factories in China and India have flooded the market with tens of millions of carats of lab-grown diamonds. They are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away for free with purchase. Many companies sell 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for a few $100s, but some jewelers are still selling lab diamonds for thousands of dollars. Pawn shops and jewelry stores have instruments that detect lab-grown diamonds in seconds, and just like CZs, they are very cheap to produce, and after purchase, they have no monetary value at all. America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our customers that wholesale prices would fall to almost nothing. Now they are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away, and wholesale prices continue to fall. America's Diamond only offers traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have real value. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
If you're hit by a car, truck, or commercial vehicle, you need help with vehicle repairs, car rental, medical care, Davis Law Firm can help get your life back on track. For over 25 years, we have secured important verdicts and settlements for our clients, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car or truck wreck or hit by a commercial vehicle, call the Fours right now. Call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
It's R&R here on San Antonio Sports Time. Hey, we're just the beginning of a full sporting day. I know I'm apt to say that. But for those that have hung around for the last 3 hours and 41 minutes, I got a gift for you. It's a couple of tickets to go see Sebastian Maniscalco. He's coming to the Frost Bank Center, the Ice House. We'll get that name appropriately ensconced here in some time. He'll be on August the 11th, so you're going to have to circle your calendar. But he's a big deal. You want to go. Get on the phone, 656-3776. You know that number. He's coming on August the 11th, so you be the 11th caller, and you too will be sitting in the crowd with me as Sebastian Maniscalco arrives to give us his Ain't Right tour humor. He funny cat. You ready to wave goodbye to your coach? We're going to talk about Jeff Traylor in just a minute.
I'm
Go ahead.
I'm still college football's been a good season, and this whole thing has me perturbed. But every year has me perturbed.
So
I'm torn.
are we going to miss this?
I'm torn because this is exciting. Next year will not be exciting. Next year, I don't want to argue LSU, Louisville, Arizona, Iowa, Notre Dame, Oklahoma State. Like, I don't want to be sitting here saying, their 3 losses are better than their 3 losses. That's what we're going to be dealing with next year.
I think there will be a day where we do. I do. I think it's worthy of an argument for a day. We're talking about the 12th seed. I mean, let's be real. I mean,
but again, if you're in, because
we'll
again, it matters.
Yeah, we'll spend a day.
It matters for 13 through 14. Because I mean, look, perfect example. Elko, look at his money for getting into a playoff. A little bit. That's a nice little piece of change.
Yes,
nice little piece of change to get in that 12. So it just won't feel like this. Like this is like different. Like Oregon has a case. Ohio State, Texas, Bama, all got a case, but that we lose that.
So are they going to come out next year with a poll with 13 through 18? Is that what we're going to get?
Well, we get 1 through 25.
Yeah. But that's this year.
That's what's going to happen. It'll be bracketed with 12 because the top 4 get buys.
It's a buy, so that doesn't really matter.
So yeah, like perfect example. We're talking with Ryan during the break. If it started today, because Tulane and the AAC matters, Tulane would get the 12th seed, which is strange. It wouldn't be Oklahoma. So they would be playing, Oregon would be playing Tulane, Ohio State would be playing Ole Miss, Texas would be playing Penn State, and Alabama would be playing Missouri if we were in next year's format.
There's games to look forward to.
There's some games to look forward to for sure.
But and I think next year on this date, on November the 29th, the thereabouts, we're going to be looking at matchups more than we are arguments. Like, and there's going to come a time, just like when we see in the NFL, that matchups are going to matter. Conference like Georgia, I think could feel comfortable. They can get pants by 40 and still make the tournament. I mean, they can
still be 12.
They can lose to Bama no matter what. So what happens when you're looking at matchups going, I might not necessarily want to play that Ohio State team that dropped 2 games early, but now got the quarterback back. I might lose this. No, that's never going to happen.
No.
Because it's all conference championships. Those do still matter with these Power 5.
Clearly.
The arguments are going to be interesting for sure. I mean,
I just think, go ahead.
But we're going to miss this. I think we're going to miss it. There's going to be a void.
There is. And there's some people that feel like the BCS was getting it right. There's some people that still miss the BCS.
Coaches.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. See, the last thing that coaches need is to have to prove it on the field. As long as there's subjective, like, well, we didn't win because the voter in Michigan didn't like us.
Yeah.
No, they didn't have to prove whether they were or weren't. They just had to say that writer didn't give us the votes. They just didn't like us.
Yeah.
Now you got to have to prove it. Not, some coaches address that in the right way. Others look at it as this is another way I'm going to get fired.
Yeah. YouTube Pledger says we'll be arguing over who deserves the bye. That will be important.
It will matter.
That will be huge. That will be very important.
But it's only they're still playing. You can get mad, but if you're a 4 seed, you better roll out there and beat the 8 seed or whoever you're playing. You know what I mean? I don't care if road, home, neutral, and there will be some neutral, right?
Right.
So, Texas fan, you're screwed. Bama fan, you're screwed.
See,
but next year you can prove it.
You counting out Texas and
Bama.
Oh,
they're done. It's over, man. The only real game to watch this weekend is Louisville, Florida. That's the only game that has any effect on whether a team is in or out.
Let me tell you why there's a puncher's chance. Because both are playing this week and Ohio State is not. Essentially right now, Texas and Bama are 6-7. Ohio State's just there for fluff. They're just there for fluff because they lost to the number 2 team in the country, and the committee has to show, hey, we have Michigan ranked high. So essentially, right now, Texas and Bama are 6-7. So if last night, if they would have put Bama at 7, would you feel differently? Because that's what they are.
I would feel very differently. I would. But when you put
they're
them
essentially 7
so far down that not only do you have to jump the team that beat you, but you also have to jump 2 teams, one of which it's a playoff. The first playoff game is Washington, Oregon. That's the first playoff game because the winner's in. We know it.
Okay, fair.
I would say that Florida State, Louisville is not a playoff game because I don't think if Florida State.
So you really think that the committee would grab their cojones and say, hey, Florida State, we know you went undefeated, but we're kicking you out. Do you think they have the stones to do that?
It would take so much for it to happen. It would take Bama doing something extraordinary. It would take another loss on top of that. It would take so much that I just can't imagine the way they told us. Florida State, they squeaked by a bad Florida team.
A 7-loss Florida team.
They squeaked by, and they still kept him at number 4, knowing full well they didn't look as good as they would have if they'd had their starting quarterback. It doesn't matter to them. They're giving them all the credit that maybe they shouldn't be giving the ACC, but they win, they're in.
Okay, so we both think that Georgia probably beats Bama anyway, and it'll be null and void. So at that point, now you have Texas and Oregon fighting for the 4th spot. Now, if Oregon beats Washington, do you think they would kick Washington? Oregon's in, even though they beat.
It's a playoff game. Winner's in.
Even though we split.
Even though they split, it's winners in. Because right now, even though we saw Washington beat Oregon, Joe Reinagel says it. I don't necessarily believe they're one of the best in the country, but
he
I
says
think
Oregon's the best team in the country, which is crazy to me. Like, nobody's better than Georgia. That's just silly.
But I think there's this, of the voters, everybody wants to be the smart one. You know, like, hey, I'm going to pick the outlier.
Me too.
And Oregon, to me, is the outlier that could win it all. And so you want to go, if they do it, I think Oregon plays hard enough and fast enough to keep up with Georgia. I think they're the only team still playing that could keep up with Georgia. Could they beat them? I don't think so. Yeah. But they're the only team fast enough to keep up with them.
And with me, Rob, sorry, Texas.
Yeah.
If Washington loses, Rob, let's say Washington loses.
And they probably will.
I don't think so.
You don't
I
think
got
so?
I got a beer bet with Joe. I'm taking Washington. I would still have Washington ranked ahead of Texas, even if they lost.
Yeah, I would too. They just had a tougher schedule. And they played a couple of tougher teams. Arizona, everybody doesn't talk about them. They had a hell of a year. We don't talk about Utah now, but they had a hell of a year. Those were good football teams.
At that moment, you have to take it at that moment. Those teams were playing well, and they were playing much better than the Big 12. The Big 12 was booty.
So
it was. It's not your fault in Texas. That's why you're leaving.
And the good news is you didn't expect to be here this year. Texas thought they'd have a good year. You
don't think they thought they'd be 11-1?
I don't think they did. I really don't. I think that everything was geared for next year.
I think they thought they'd be 11-1, but I think they thought they'd lose to Bama.
No, you're right. I will say that of course, Texas thought they were going to be 11-1. Of course they did.
Right.
But I don't think in their heart of hearts they believe that they were a tournament team. I don't think in their heart, when you really ask them back in August, what do you think of yours? Offensive, defense should be good. I don't think that there was this we're going. Like, I do believe Oregon started the season, we're going. Georgia started, we're going. Michigan, we're going. I don't think Texas was we're going kind of a team.
Yeah, Washington and Oregon have made it tough. Because you got to figure Georgia and Michigan are both in. So Washington and Oregon and Florida State have made it really tough on Texas and Bama, because you can't really justify throwing out Washington, Oregon, and Florida State. You can't justify it.
We had Andrew Monaco on earlier, and we asked him where he thought the Aggies were going to go bowling. And there's that group of 4 or 5 bowls that you rotate through if you're lousy. That A&M lands in. Texas Bowl, the one in Shreveport, the one in Orlando. There's 4 or 5. The Mayo Bowl, which we've played in regularly in all of those. As UTSA awaits their offer, they're going to go play in a bowl. They're bowl eligible, they're bowl worthy. They're going to get a bowl. You just wonder who's going to be coaching them.
Who would you hire, Rob?
For UTSA, that is such a good question.
For Houston, would you go Gary Patterson?
No, it's Traylor without hesitation.
You wouldn't go Patterson did a great job at little old TCU.
He did. And one of the reasons that Patterson would be the second candidate for me is he took Fort Worth, he owned the Metroplex, he recruited North Texas, and he won a lot of freaking football games. And if you're looking for that methodology of building a fence around Houston, Patterson knows how to do it against competition in-house. He had SMU across the street. He's dealing with Texas. He's got all the wearables, but I'll say this, he's a retread. He's a retread. And does Houston want TCU's retread? I don't think they do. I think Houston views themselves as for the most part, what was a stepping stone school. You came there on your way up. They were losing you. But over the last 10 years, let's listen to Duarte. Joseph Duarte joined the Blitz yesterday, and he talked about why Jeff Traylor would want to pick Houston. It's not a lateral move. Listen to him tell you some truth, you Roadrunner fan.
I've covered them for 12 years now, and I've been in the city of Houston for 27 at the paper. So I've seen how Houston has gone through this journey from once in the Southwest Conference to Group of 5 for a really long time, and then finally getting into Power 5. So I know what the fan base of UTSA is probably thinking right now, because Houston, and you want to get to this point, Houston became a stepping stone job. They lost Art Browse to Baylor. They lost Kevin Sumlin to Texas A&M. They lost Tom Herman to Texas. And ever since then, they kind of looked for that guy that they thought could be the one. Now, how does that relate to UTSA? Well, when you have success like they're having, sort of a compliment that, yeah, somebody wants your coach, but you don't want to lose them. In Houston's cases, the last 10 years or so, they have invested in facilities. Now, the difference is they have an on-campus facility. I know that's a big stadium. I know that's a big deal in San Antonio with the Alamo Dome, and do they eventually play out on campus? The student referendum passed here in Houston in 2011, I believe, and that set in motion to build the new on-campus stadium that they desperately needed. I know recently UTSA had a similar referendum that didn't pass. So you see some of the things that sort of go with the territory and what the moves you have to make to get to a certain point. So Houston invested, I believe it was $300 million plus in facilities years before the Big 12 was even a possibility. They got everything in line. They go out and get Kelvin Sampson, and that helps to get the basketball attention going, makes them a little bit more attractive. And then they finally get the Big 12 call. So there's a lot of things that come into play, a lot of years that go into it. But when you start losing your coaches, this isn't a lateral move.
It's not a lateral move. That's just Duarte. He was on the Blitz yesterday. Duarte writes for the Chronicle. Hard news. This is where you are, UTSA. You're the new Houston. You're going to be the stepping stone school for the next decade. But it's incumbent upon you, University, Ms. Campos, and everybody around there. It's going to take you a $300 million initial investment to get where Houston is.
Good Lord.
It'll take you a decade. Hey, it's not going to take very long for you to get some more fine sports talk radio. Today, the Blitz gets going today at 2 o'clock. In between, we got Greeny coming, and then there's Rome. Stay with us all day. Make sure you're listening live and liking where you appropriately should be. Y'all have a good day, man. It's hump day.
Peace. Hump day.
It's R&R in the morning.